Fuck you too!
Hello, everyone.
What's up, dirty dogs?
What up, everybody? It's good to see you. There's still that blue screen, just to let you know, going through the agenda items. It is good to see you guys. Good Morgan on this beautiful Wednesday. And go here, and you know what? Let's do this. Let's watch them. That's more fun than just staring at the screen. And let's listen to Darren Jones getting slapped around by Perry this morning.
Okay, I'm going back to financial news because I'm checking out all my investments while you sit there and collect your little stipend from the school district. Look at the investments.
What's up, Wade? Doing good.
Everything good. Okay.
How were you?
Broadcasting, getting angry. I'll come and listen to you go on and on here.
Just listen to the early morning slap fight.
Cuckoo out there in the ghetto.
Everybody's been slapping Darren around this morning.
Couch. Poor Derwin.
Thank God for your dad. This gentleman.
So Spellborn.
But you ain't shit. You still working. Your dad wasn't working. He was just handling his investments at this age. You still trying to fucking make a meager.
Well, that's good, Joe. Good to hear that you got the Anoto.
Pissed off at me 'cause I can sit here and talk
Hi,
shit
Christina.
to you all day.
And thank you guys.
Paid to do it by you, the taxpayer.
Thank you guys so much for last night. You guys you overwhelmed me, man.
Hey, Warner,
Ran out of
you tax
fucking
motherfucker.
dono drops.
It's okay. You paid into that. They took your
What's up,
money
Pete?
to pay for where you are now. That's fine. That's just, I took my money and put it in investments.
Is that Jesse, the Body Ventura? No.
But of course, I was making a lot more than you were paying.
That's Dave Warner talking. And Darren's the one getting slapped around.
Get your penance over there in the ghetto. Fucking ghetto. You're saying that Steve, you'd rather live in the ghetto in Compton.
Rob, thank you so much.
In the valley.
Yeah, Rob, I enjoy watching the kids over here having fun.
Want to live there.
Some of them are really good, man.
Better than Compton. The fucking
Next, gold medalist. You never know, for real.
What a kook. Do you think people believe this shit? Maybe in Japan.
The next flying tomato, we're watching.
They probably do. They listen to rap music or gangsters.
You don't want to still gotta work. And I think you pissed off about that. Said, I don't have to work. You talk about your...
Schools are open. I'm not working. I'm out here in the mornings. If they were open and I worked, I'd be at work.
I don't have to go to work now. This 40-hour work guy, 80-hour work week, AB.
Oh, they're starting.
I don't have to do it. You do, because you had an ill
Wait, I'm not at work. I haven't been at work.
Good morning. Welcome to this meeting of your Los Angeles City Council. Today is Wednesday, February 28th, 2024. I'm Paul Krikorian, President of the Council, and we're ready to begin today's meeting. Public comment will be taken today both in person here in the John Ferraro Council chambers as well as by teleconference. Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. President. Blumenfield, De Leon, Harris-Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt,
Maybe I do it this way,
Krikorian, Lee, McOsker, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez,
it still has the
Yaroslavsky. 12
banner.
members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you. First order of business, please.
Approval of the minutes of February 23rd, 2024.
Councilmember Soto Martinez moves. Councilmember Yaroslavsky seconds. Next.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Councilmember Padilla moves.
Morning, Remy.
Councilmember Rodriguez seconds.
Driving there in 10
Next,
minutes.
please. Oh, I'm sorry.
Minnesota.
No, Councilmember Price seconds.
Hi, Beanie.
Next, can we
Hi,
run
Ryan.
through the agenda,
Rome,
please?
Salvador.
Yes, Mr. President. There
Lone
is a request to
silencer?
hold item 24 on the desk.
Yeah, they're a little early. They were late to actually start the blue screen, but
Mr. President,
Little
there is a
early.
request to hold
Let's
item
see.
24 on the desk.
let's see
Without
if we see
objection,
any
that will be
regulars.
the order. Next.
Item 1 is an item notice for public hearing. Items 2 through 26 are items for which public hearings have been held. The Public Safety Committee report has been submitted for item 10 and posted online to Council
up,
File
Boo?
number
How are ya?
24-0104.
Boogie man,
The
it's good to
Downtown
see
Los
you.
Angeles Neighborhood Council submitted a community impact statement for item 24 in support of the matter if amended. Items 27
think
through
it's
42
next
are
2
items for
weeks
which public
sometime,
hearings have not
DJ?
been held.
It's good to see
Items
you.
43 through 49 are closed session
Hi,
items
Killa.
considered by the Budget, Finance, and
What's up,
Innovation
sicko?
Committee. 10
60s
votes are required
Patriot,
for
Blue Light
consideration.
Special. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Without objection, members, those items are now before us. Do any members have items that you would like to call special? Councilmember Hernandez?
The big news story overnight,
Thank you,
two
Council
of them.
President.
One,
I'd like to call item 2
the
special for a separate
LAPD
vote,
officer
please.
that got into a car wreck
Thank you.
after the police chase, which is
That
the
was
one that
two?
we heard, remember?
Okay, thank you.
And then the
Councilmember
second
Soto
story
Martinez?
was they
Thank you, Council
caught some
President.
more
I'd like to call
two kids
25 for
breaking
comments on
into the
behalf of
Taggart
Councilmember
building
Lemon.
again and
Very
arrested
good.
both of them.
25 for comments.
Those are the two big morning stories here.
Mr. De
locally.
Leon.
Item 26 for amendments. City Attorney has amendments.
26 for amendments, and the city attorney, do you
Everything is lies
have
out of
those
their mouth.
amendments,
Ern,
please?
did they ever tell the truth
That you can
about
read?
anything?
Yes, Mr. President.
Go right ahead.
Shit, yeah, look at his hair today.
The amendment
Look at
reads-
that. Look at that. Bro.
I'm sorry, Mr. City Attorney. Whoever's making that odd noise in the audience, please don't.
And it starts. It
we
begins.
can't have any disruptions of this meeting. For those who are visiting our meeting and maybe haven't been here before, disruptions are not tolerated. There will be no shouting out. There will be no interruption of any council member
Bedhead for
conducting
sure.
the business of this council today.
Bro is styling
Mr. City
right now.
Attorney.
Thank you. The motion
look at
reads, or
that
the amendment
thing.
reads,
I'm
I
sorry,
move
Rob,
that
I
the
know you
matter of
watch
the
the show.
statutory exemption and housing
we
and
should give him a
homeless committee
pass, but
report,
man.
item number 26 on today's council agenda, be amended to include an
that's
additional
a full
7,900
Darth
square
Vader
foot
helmet.
space
That is
and
correct.
a lease for an additional parking on site, while ensuring that the Bureau of Sanitation can access the air treatment facility at the site
Think he's
when
trolling
needed,
us?
and to instruct the Department of General Services and the Bureau of Sanitation to include this additional square footage in their
Honestly,
agreements
yes or no,
relative to
YRN in the
offsetting
chat
sewer
room, do you
construction
think
and
he
maintenance
combed
fund
his
costs.
hair? Because if he combed his hair, he must have went through a wind
Very
tunnel.
good. Thank you.
Or maybe
there
he
a
was
second to
driving a
this motion?
convertible Prius on the way here?
Mr. Blumenfield, did you second?
I don't know.
Okay, thank you. All right. Any other specials?
No,
members?
no.
Any
no.
specials on my left?
No yeses yet. Only
Specials on
no's.
my
Oh,
right.
there's a couple yeses.
Okay.
There's yes,
Mr. Clerk,
yes.
what's available
With
now
a
for us to
rake?
vote on?
Mr. President, the council may now vote on items 3 through 23.
Hell no, finger comb.
All right. Those items are now before us. I see no members
What's up,
wishing
Dio?
to be
It's
heard.
good to
Let's
see you
open
as
the
well.
roll,
Yeah.
close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
I mean, that hair, bro.
13 ayes.
And for the record,
Busted,
Mr. President,
man.
the ordinance for item
Busted.
5 will be held over to Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024 for second consideration. There is a request to send item 3
50,000
forthwith.
watt hair dryer.
Very good. Thank you. Councilmember Hernandez.
Yes, Council President. Thank you. I'd like to request that item 9 go forthwith, please.
Without objection, that will be the order. Councilmember Rodriguez.
Item 10, please, forthwith.
Item 10, forthwith. Without objection, that will be the order. All right. That will take us next to our closed session items. And
Oh,
I'd like
come
to
on,
turn
really? We got a
to
closed
the
session
Chair of the Budget,
already?
Finance and Innovation Committee, Councilmember
Fuck.
Blumenfield. Do you have recommendations regarding the closed session matters?
Can't we do the closed session after everything? Blob.
Well, certainly regarding 43 through 48 are all matters that we heard. Actually, we heard 49 as well. So the closed session items we heard in Budget Finance, we just didn't hear the special. And that I think we can do those in open session without a problem.
Good.
Very good. Can we take up those closed session items now?
He's even looking at his hair.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
what was
And
that?
for the record, for item 43, in the case entitled Jose Bernardo
dude making
Becerra
him look bad.
Alcantara et al. versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $80,500 in settlement. For item 44, in the case entitled Maria Torres et al. Versus Jaime Cruz et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $242,500 in settlement. For item 45, in the case entitled Charlotte Clayton et al. Versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $200,000 in settlement. For item
200K
46, in the case entitled
settlement.
Ruth Freed versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $125,000 in settlement.
There's
For item
325,000
47, in
burnt.
the case entitled
Two
Susan
lawsuits.
Roth versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $400,000 in settlement.
Make
And for item
that
48, in the case
725,
entitled Jeremy Sims versus
or
City of Los
625.
Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $125,000 in settlement.
yeah, 725,000
All
in
right, those
settlement at
items are
least.
now before us.
750.
Do any
quarter,
members
three quarter,
wish to
quarter
be
million?
heard on any of those items or have them considered in closed session? I see no requests to do so. So on those matters collectively, let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
13 ayes.
It's weird. They're texting me to tell me that the elevator's broken in the therapy place.
All right.
I don't use it anyways, but it sucks for the people that need to use it.
With that, I'd like to invite Councilmember Rodriguez, Chair of our Public Safety Committee, to introduce today's first presentation.
All right, here we go. Presentation number 1. It looks like we got at least 2. We got Chief Moore right there. The LAPD chief is the one on the far left, next to the lady in beigeish blue, or I don't know. I can't even see it. They're the one standing up right now. There's the chief. He's on his last little bit of term here.
Councilmember Rodriguez, good morning.
So I'm
Thank
guessing
you.
they're
We're
here to
waiting
give him an
for
El Peachy
our
folder.
honorary to
Any
join us.
regulars? Do you see any regulars? I don't see any. See a couple Laker fans.
Mr. President, if we could just encourage everyone to please hold their comments until we've concluded the presentation out of respect
Go
for
fuck
42
yourself.
years of service here in the city of Los Angeles. But colleagues, this morning we are here for a bittersweet moment. We are here celebrating the incredible career of someone who has served this city honorably and leaves us as the 57th chief of the Los Angeles Police Department, Chief Michael Moore.
Damn, look at all the stripes. I think it's just everybody booing him. There's a stripe for every 5 years on his
Born
arm.
in Porterville, California in 1960, he was the second of 5 children, growing up in various parts of the United States. Graduating high school in
Already
Conway,
threw her off.
Arkansas, returning to Southern California in 1978, and joining the Los Angeles Police Department in 1981.
There's Sean from
42
Canoga Park back there. I
years
see
ago.
him.
In 1993, he earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in Business
No,
Management.
not the movie
and in
director,
99
the
completed
police
a Master's
chief.
of Business Administration. And these are important things to recognize. Because it's one thing to become a member of law enforcement and to go through the training and the
Forced
understanding
vaccination and
all
everything
of the
else you gotta do.
procedural and rules with being a
There's
member
the
of
fire
law
chief, the
enforcement.
lady
But
sitting,
it was
standing behind
his
him
continued effort
with her hair
to
pulled
refine
back.
his
She's the
skills,
fire
to
chief.
become a better leader, to improve upon his skill set and education, that he continued to further and advance and take the professional steps to educate himself, to bring
Oh,
those
my
skill
girlfriend's
sets
back
to
there,
the
too.
Los
Look at her in the
Angeles
way
Police
back row.
Department. And it's a reminder.
She was talking
that we
about
can
Russia
all
last time.
We're all in an environment that enables us to continue to learn and
heating
refine
up
our
the first
skills.
one. LA is
irrespective
gross
of what role
sometimes,
you
yes.
have here in the city of Los Angeles, and I think that is the kind of leadership that he brought to the Los Angeles Police Department. Chief Moore rose through the ranks from a detective,
hand.
sergeant, lieutenant, working various
They're still
patrols,
forcing vaccinations to this day,
investigative,
as she's
administrative
talking.
assignments throughout the city. He was promoted to the rank of captain in 1998.
That's the best thing about
His
John
first
Lee. His
command
whole thing is
assignment- his
the
first
man
assignment
that's for the
included assuming
firefighters and the
command,
cops. He literally puts it
as
all over his
commanding
little
officer
campaign
at
ads and
Rampart.
everything. Yet he's
In
one of the ones who
2002,
force
he was
vaccinated
promoted
all of
to
them. So
commander.
what it
His
should say, as
assignments
long as you
included
bend the knee for
Operations Valley
him,
Bureau, and
then you're
later
okay and you're
assistant
good. But if you didn't
to
bend the knee, then you're no
director
good.
Of the Office of Operations. In 2004,
I know
he
Likey,
was
you know
promoted to
Bendy.
Deputy Chief and assumed the command of Operations West Bureau, later transferring to Operations Valley Bureau in 2005. In 2009, Chief Moore was promoted to Assistant Chief and was assigned as Director of Office of Special Operations. In that position, overseeing Detective Bureau, Counterterrorism,
That pin does
and
look like
Special
some lungs.
Operations Bureau,
I agree.
as well as Citywide Jail, Property, and Security
What
Services
about the Quimby
operations.
fees?
In 2014, he was assigned as Director of the Office of Administrative Services, and in that position oversaw the department's fiscal, personnel, training, and other various support operations, including the department's
That's
command
it,
center,
Beach Bum.
communications, and records
And now they want to
management.
bring in.
He was also the chair
That's the
of
best part. So they
department's Use of
force
Force
vaccinated
Review
you,
Board,
told you
which
you couldn't
evaluates
work,
all
while they brought in
categorical uses of
millions
force,
of illegal
including deadly
immigrants who
force
weren't
and
vaccinated and don't
hospitalizations.
want to work.
He became
Got it.
first assistant chief
Got it.
in 2016 and was assigned as director
Got
of
it.
the Office of Operations.
And now the ones that do want to
And it was
work,
in
they're
that
actually
position that he
hiring at the
oversaw
LAPD
department's
and everything else.
geographic
Got
bureaus,
it.
Patrol divisions, which provide uniformed and investigative services within the city of Los Angeles. In addition, Chief Moore directed the department's CompStat process, including weekly command inspections.
Hopefully you guys are ready.
On,
Time for?
on June 26th, 2018, he was sworn in as the 57th chief of the Los Angeles Police Department. And when I go over all of the incredible
Oh, there's
assignments
Mayor
that he's
Bash. She
had
showed up
over the
fucking to do
course
nothing like
of
she
his
always does.
tenure
This bitch
in
has been here a
service to the people of Los
goddamn
Angeles.
year and ain't done a
It's
fucking
a
thing.
reminder of exactly why
She
he was
actually
selected
got on
chief
the
of
news and
police.
bragged about
It was
putting
because he
65
came
people,
with a
65
very wide
people
breadth of
that were homeless
experience
into a shelter
working in
when there's
so many
60,000 out
diverse
there
roles
plus.
within the department.
She bragged about
I've said
65.
repeatedly that Chief Moore
What a
has
useless
an encyclopedic
DEI hire.
understanding of this department, and he has served in so many various roles and understands the dynamics.
That's why I talk
understands
over her,
the
Jeremy.
reporting
She just likes to hear
and how
herself
important
talk.
that is to
Good
help
old
build
Mona
the
Cal.
public's trust for greater transparency in communicating the work that the Los Angeles Police Department does, to making sure that the deployments and the accountability pieces are in place. That is the leadership that he brought as chief of police, having served
Does
in
that
all
say?
those varied assignments.
Anybody
and
read the
that is
sign?
what makes his leadership so remarkable and so
4118.
special and such a bittersweet moment in this time. and
Evil
in this
something, I
juncture.
think it said. Anybody read that sign that
He
she was holding
served
up?
during some unprecedented times.
Couldn't see it fast enough.
As we were all reeling from the death that we saw across the country to George Floyd. Those
Yeah, we
very
were all
difficult
reeling.
moments for so many of us. And for
I was
his
reeling.
leadership.
Excuse
in the
me,
ci-
I'm sorry, Councilmember Rodriguez, just a moment, please. Whoever's shouting out now, I want, you're ordered to be silent and to leave the council
What is
chambers. You're
4118?
removed from the council chambers
Mayor?
pursuant to Rule 12. There will
Oh,
be
it's
no
medicinal
disruptions
code
to
or
the work of this
anti-camping
council.
organism?
So
Ordinance?
whoever
Thanks,
that was who
Alvin.
was shouting out is ordered excluded
Appreciate
from
you,
the
Golf.
council chambers.
Oh, no, that wasn't
Thank
what
you.
I wanted.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. As we were all going through the incredible heartache of what we witnessed across the country, and the civil
What about
unrest that
the
ensued
pregnant lady
here
that
in
got a
Los
gun
Angeles,
put to her
they
head
were
by
some
George
very
Floyd? What about
tough
that chick?
times
No
for
poor
all of
chick
us
for
in the
her,
city,
huh?
Most especially this chief, who I know we had some very heartfelt
Oh, fentanyl
conversations
Floyd.
during those times as we were
Fentanyl
both
Floyd.
experiencing such a quick erosion.
Hey,
after
there's a
all
kid
of the
screaming.
years
Throw
of
that kid
effort
out.
That was
Throw that
subsequently
kid out.
deployed by the Los Angeles Police Department, from reforms post Rodney King to all of the community engagement that this department was a part of.
Well, she's in the
He was
panderverse
very
right now.
much
She's
part of those
pandering
efforts
to
here
the
in
people
city
of color.
Los Angeles. And to watch that and experience the erosion of that so quickly.
And what's
was
funny is they always use that
for
to the
those that
people
have
of
dedicated
color.
their life to help
Isn't
bring
white
about
a
change
color?
in the department? He especially among them. And so it was
Is
a very
white a
difficult
color?
time. And I remember he and I both, and I shared these remarks when we had the reception for you last week, is that one of the most difficult moments that we were both kind of struggling with is that sometimes you can't control the actions of other people.
The only thing
and
you
it
struggle is
casts
to
a
put the
shadow
fork
on
down,
the work
Monica.
of what you do as a leader. For many of us as elected officials, we've endured some of those same shared
Nah, we're
struggles
clear.
by the actions of previous members that cast a shadow as elected officials.
I mean, I'm pretty
We
sure
have
when
a
I go in and say,
responsibility,
I
and
want a
Chief
white
Moore
car.
is that
It's
example
not clear.
of showing
It's
up
white.
every day
It's
to be
alpine
the very
white.
best at what we do.
It's
To serve
pearl
with
white.
honor, with dignity,
Maybe
with
different shades of
integrity,
white,
and he has done
but it's
that
white.
for the people of Los Angeles for
Which is a
42
color.
years. And it's for that reason that we are here celebrating
They don't
his
have clear
incredible
cars.
legacy of service as the 57th police
Jackie?
chief in the city of Los Angeles, but more importantly, for his incredible leadership.
Sanitation has
and
thrown my
steadfast
belongings.
and just incredible dedication to the people of Los Angeles. This is no easy job, and it takes a toll on your personal life, and I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Cindy, who is here with us. I call her Missy
Bro, how
Chief.
tall is the chick in the blue? I just noticed. She's
It's,
3 inches taller than
my
the chief.
husband said to her the other day that
She's a
he
foot
showed up
taller
because
than
he
the
says he knows what it's
fire
like to
chief
live
lady.
alongside it. It's tough. It's tough. Your family goes along.
Either they're all
goes
really
along
small
with it,
or she's
you know,
really
it-
tall. Look at little
experience
John
it all
Lee.
with you, and I know
Look
he
at that
does
little
as well.
sack of
It's
shit over
tough.
there, John Lee. That's the
Really
one I'm
tough
talking about in the
to
blue
go through a
suit.
global pandemic,
Homeboy,
civil
5'3", little
and
sack of
it's,
shit.
Of course, not the first time you saw many of these things, unfortunately, in the history of the city of Los Angeles, but to do so early in your tenure as a
Minute
chief
Bowl.
was
Minute
incredibly
passed,
difficult.
man. Rest in
But
peace
you
to
not only
Minute.
rose to the occasion, you led with great integrity, and our city is better for it. And so I
We're
thank
left
you
with
for
Bol
all
Bol
of your
now.
incredible leadership and service to the
Retired
people of Los
WNBA.
Angeles. You have been instrumental in instituting some
With
incredible
5'3" heels.
reforms that so often would be difficult to implement.
Are
and
they
often
robots? I
face
can't
tremendous
confirm nor
resistance.
deny.
But because you understand the
And if
needs
they're
of
not robots,
creating
they're lizard
greater
lizard
public
people.
trust
They
and
live.
community policing,
I got one that can see.
that you did those with such dedication.
Turn
and
my watch.
compassion. And we are forever grateful for your leadership. And so, one of the things that I
LAMC kills
neglected
people.
to acknowledge is that among some of the incredible recognitions that he has received throughout his career, it includes the department's Medal of Valor Award, the Police Medal, the Police Star, as well as the Meritorious Service Medal. Those are very distinguishing service awards that he has earned over the course of his incredible career.
No, there's no such
And so
thing,
with that,
Spellborn. That's racist.
I just want to say, Chief, it has
Can't have
you know,
any
it's really been an honor to
pride
work
or
alongside
privilege
you
when
in
you're
my
white,
role
even
as
though you
public
got
safety
it,
chair,
even though you don't
and
know it.
navigating so many of the difficult moments that our city has gone through. But I know that, you know, again, we are a collective here to serve the people of Los Angeles, and we tremendously appreciate your service to our city. And so with that, I deeply thank you. And so, colleagues, at this time, I'd like to invite our mayor to join me in these remarks. And we have a number of
that
speakers,
Mike, and he
of
wouldn't
course,
have got
our
himself into those
commissioners who are
positions if he
here,
wasn't a piece of
the
shit as a
command staff
human.
that is here, Fire Chief Crowley, and Carol Parks, our EMD director.
Your actions
And
get you
so,
there.
there's a lot of folks here to talk about how incredible it's been to work with Chief Moore. And we'll be
Would you just
sharing
let
a
him
lot of your
talk? Fuck you,
experiences, and I know many of
bitch.
my
God
colleagues will as
damn
well.
already.
Wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
He's ready to talk already. Look at him.
This is just a remarkable time in our city's history. And
I'm going to ad lib now because I haven't
incredible
talked
to be here in
enough
this
for
moment.
10 minutes.
And with that, I'd like to invite Mayor Moss.
Let's
Mayor
get
Bass,
the affirmative
welcome to the
action
council
higher up in
chambers.
here, everybody.
43rd
DEI
Mayor
at
of the
its
City
best.
of Los Angeles, Karen Bass.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
Excuse
boo. That's it. Boo that
Excuse
bitch.
me, you're
Boo
interrupting
that bitch.
this meeting.
Boo
Stop
that
now.
Thank you.
Mayor Bass.
Thank you, Council President,
Boo
and
that
thank you,
bitch.
Madam Chairwoman of Public
Karen
Safety,
Ass, that's
Monica
it.
Rodriguez, for all of your words.
DEI
It's my
hire.
honor to stand here with you in the council chambers, all of the members of the council, and all of the leaders that stand behind you in the various areas of public safety.
She ain't
to
done a
give
fucking
tribute
thing in
and
over a
honor
year.
To your 40-plus
She almost
years
been in a
here
year and a
at
half and hasn't done a
LAPD.
fucking
And
thing.
although I've only been mayor for a short time, you and I have worked together
Year
for
and a
many
half's
years
enough.
before
Shit.
I assumed this
Get
position.
something done.
When I served in Congress, when we were considering certain policy issues and policy areas, I called you.
Yeah, they put it
When
back,
there were
Bill. I
spikes
don't know
in
if it was a
crime in
suspension.
different neighborhoods, I called
Maybe
you
I read it
to
wrong
find out
long
what
time
was
ago,
going
6 months
on.
ago or whatever.
We
I
worked
don't know.
together to understand what was happening in communities.
I have
but
made
also
14
to
cents,
see
though,
what attention
on
what
ad
was
revenue.
required to decrease crime in those areas. And so in the year that we have worked together, we've been through many crises.
I should just round it up to a quarter.
Crises
Make me
related
feel
to
better.
weather, other various situations where you had to
I
call
did hear that,
everybody
goat.
together,
It's
and
about
we
time.
worked together collaboratively, and I really
Get
appreciate
rid of all these
that.
old fucks.
And honor your 40 years. As the councilwoman described, the medals and the awards that
Cat
you have
Harvey,
received,
thank you so much,
demonstrating your
Cat. Hopefully we
leadership, that
see
you
her
worked your way
boyfriend.
through the ranks, and also took over in really challenging times. I know you took over the Rampart
Thanks,
Division
Cat.
right after
You
that
rock.
controversy. But I can't even imagine what it was like here in the city. Well, I was on the other side of the country.
Of course you were,
But
doing
how
nothing over
you
there.
had to bring everybody
it's time for
together
it?
to address something that had never been experienced, the pandemic, and how you had to lead around public safety, and at the same time,
still talking
you had
about
to
a
go through the
shamdemic.
experience of losing many of your officers. You're grieving and
Because you
leading
made
and
them
making
leave.
sure that we stay safe in the city at the same time. So I've enjoyed this year of working with you closely. I do hope that we stay in touch. And I know that Cindy and your daughter will be happy to have you home full-time, but somehow I
13
think,
cents?
you're not going to go away immediately. We've asked that you stay on for a while and work with the interim Chief Choi to make sure that there is a smooth transition.
Chief
So
Choi.
I just wanted to be
I
here
like
to
that,
thank
Chief
you,
Choi.
to honor you for your history in this city. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mayor.
Boo her ass.
Thank
Here
you,
she
Mayor.
goes,
Thank you,
right
Mayor.
back to talking.
Thank you, Mayor, for joining. Mr. President, if we want to, thank you.
If we want to, Mr.
and
President,
so,
we want to
at
throw
this
everybody.
time,
Shut
colleagues,
up,
again, we
bitch. We're
have
tired of
a number
you.
of speakers on
Sit
the
the
queue
fuck
because
down.
this is a very
Why aren't you
special
rolling your
moment.
R's?
The
How come?
time
Where did
that,
all the R rolling
earned,
go?
all of
Rodriguez.
the
Where did all that
recognition and
go?
kind words for
Do we just
all of
flip
his
it on
many
and
years of
off like a
service.
light switch? Yes,
I'd like
I
to,
do.
At this time, invite the Vice Chair of Public Safety Committee.
When you want to pander, you roll the R. No pander, no roll R.
Good morning,
Shout out
Mr.
to this
Lee.
sack of dog shit who got it.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Who
Thank
got in
you,
trouble with the ethics
Councilmember
commission for
Rodriguez.
taking bribes and gifts and
You know,
trips to
I
Las
think
Vegas he
everyone in
wasn't
this
supposed to
chamber
take.
knows how I
Not
feel
to
about
mention forced
anybody, any
vaccination
man
of
or
cops
woman
and
that puts on that
firefighters.
uniform
That sack of shit
and puts
right
on
there.
that badge and what they do to make
little
our community
munchkin.
safe. It takes a special person to be the leader of the best police department.
I see Stacy
in the
back
world.
there. You guys
And
see
that special
Stacy?
person for these past years,
She's there.
of course, has been Chief Moore. I'm proud to, call Chief Moore someone that
Les, it's the coffee.
whenever
It's not
there's an
me.
can I know I can call on him. I know that he can. I can. Have
Everything
a
I just said is absolutely
Sometimes we agree,
positively
sometimes
true.
we disagree,
And they're still
but he's
firing
always been a
firefighters
person
and cops
who's
for that
always
shit.
looking at how
And he's
he can be
looking for
better the
re-election
city of
right
Los
now.
Angeles and all the
Next
people that
week.
are living in it. When we bring on a head of any department, I love when we hire from within our own ranks, whether they be city departments
Mad.
or
I'll
LAPD
pass
or
on that
fire, because I truly feel that person cares about the city of Los Angeles. They put the time in here, and we've seen that through his resume of all the different steps that he's taken to get to where he's at. And he's had some very, very challenging times, but like Councilmember Rodriguez says, he's always stepped up to the plate, always faced it with dignity and resolve. And I really can't thank him enough, because these first 4 years of my time in office, I know that I've been able to count on him to be able to support the communities that I represent, and especially because he is not only is he my chief, not only is he someone that I know that I can call on as someone to advise me on public safety, but he's a constituent of Council District 12. But most importantly, Chief Moore and Cindy, they are some people that I actually can call my friends.
Tama, thank
and
you.
I
Let's go,
appreciate that
Tama.
friendship. And I just want to say, Chief, thank you so much for your dedication, not only to the LAPD, but to the city of Los Angeles. Cindy, thank you also so much for your friendship over the years. This is not a moment that we're happy about, but it's well deserved, because
When are
you've
you
earned it.
fucking
You've
getting
earned
outta
it.
here?
And
That's the best part. Hopefully
I
you
just wanna
fucking
say
lose.
thank you, really, from the
Hopefully
bottom of my
you
heart,
lose
Chief,
your seat
for
there,
all the
John.
years of your service. So
It'd be
thank you very much.
fantastic to see you gone, or federally indicted like your other pals.
Thank you, Councilmember Lee. And so, colleagues,
Boo
at
that
this-
bitch.
At this
Boo her.
time-
Thank you. Next.
Thank you.
Councilmember
I'd like-
Rodriguez.
Boo that bitch.
I'd like to introduce at this time Councilmember Tracy Park.
Oh, fuck.
Thank you,
The wannabe
Council
Marilyn Monroe.
President and Councilwoman Rodriguez for the
Councilmember
opportunity-
Park, you have the floor.
Thank you for the opportunity to offer this very
It's getting
special
rowdy.
recognition.
Just the way I like it.
Chief Moore, I don't think that we can thank you enough for your 42 years of service with the department, including the last 6 as our chief. Your tenure has seen some very big challenges, and I know that we are in a better place as a city because you were at the reins throughout those
Well, it's hard for them to
tumultuous
do because they
times.
can't throw everybody
The
out.
leadership that you brought
So
during
they don't
the
know who's
pandemic,
really booing, and it's really
with
almost
all of
everybody.
the uncertainty and the ever-changing landscape of
up, Eitan?
regulations, especially as they pertain to our first responders.
Oh,
won't
throwing
be
tomatoes would be
forgotten.
great. That ain't happening.
When I and many others were at home to flatten the curve during the pandemic, you were actually out leading our officers.
Curve. What curve was
and
fucking
ensuring
flat,
that
you
they
moron?
have the tools and resources that they needed to stay safe. while
That's how you know
protecting
you're a moron when you
our
start talking
entire
about
city.
flattening curves.
Unfortunately,
You're a
your
straight
tenure
puppet.
also required
You heard that on
to do
CNN, and it was
with
straight to go
less.
tell everybody.
While you did incredible work in leading our department in adopting smart policing strategies,
Where's your boy
you had to
Fauci
do it
now?
with fewer
Just counting them
resources
ducats,
than you
homie.
deserve
Sitting back.
and less officers than you needed. I bring these points up to say that despite having so many odds stacked against you, you led the department admirably, successfully, and Angelinos across the city will always
I
be
do
indebted
thank
to
the
you for your
Shamdemic for
service.
one thing.
Thank you, Chief.
It showed everybody's cards in the world of poker. Okay? Showed who was bluffing, who
Thank
wasn't.
you. Councilmember
who's a complete
Rodriguez, you
fucking
have the
moron.
floor.
Thank
who
you,
isn't.
Thank you, Ms. Park.
And that's what it shows you.
At this time, I'd like to invite our incredible.
So there was some good to come out of all that bad.
Chief Crowley, welcome.
Here's Chief Crowley of the LAFD.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So good morning, and what an incredible opportunity to celebrate an incredible human being. And today I stand before you not just as a fire chief, but as a fellow public servant to honor an extraordinary individual, Police Chief Michael Moore, as he prepares to conclude his over 40 years of dedication to our great city and to the Los Angeles Police Department. Now, Chief Moore and his tenure has been nothing short of remarkable. His unwavering commitment to public safety, his innovative leadership.
Well, she's a woman. I don't
and
know
his
what she
genuine
identifies
care
as,
for the
but
community.
she is
and his officers
woman.
under his command have set a very, very high bar for the rest of us in public safety. Now, as the fire chief, I have had the distinct honor and privilege to work alongside Chief Moore, witnessing firsthand his dedication.
Home chick in the back
to
row, that's my lady.
collaboration between
I like
our
her, dude.
departments. His efforts have significantly
One in the white
enhanced
shirt,
our
last row back
coordinated
there. She's
response to
awesome.
emergencies, ensuring the safety and well-being.
She just looks
of the
cuckoo all by
people
herself.
that we
I love it.
swore that we would serve. Now, Chief Moore has been an outstanding
Digging
public
shit out of
safety
her
partner
ears. That's what I'm
whose
talking about.
vision for a safer Los Angeles has inspired countless initiatives to have directly
What's for
impacted
lunch?
our
I
city
don't
in
know.
a positive way. Now, Chief Moore,
Maybe a
to you
salad?
and your family, your legacy is one of leadership, service, and a profound,
Make me a nice
profound
salad.
impact that you have left on our
Salad.
department and our city. It has been an absolute honor to serve alongside of you.
It's not time to eat.
Your dedication to our city's safety has
time.
made Los Angeles
No,
a
it's
better
not
place
time.
for all of its residents.
You always
As you
wanna
close this
eat.
chapter in your distinguished career, know that your contributions will be remembered and felt for generations to
All you
come.
want to do all the time.
On
is eat
behalf
all
of the
time.
entire Los Angeles City Fire Department and the communities that we serve together, I extend our deepest gratitude for your 40-plus years of service,
Big baby.
your partnership, and your friendship. May your next chapter bring you and your family much joy and fulfillment as you have brought to the city of Los Angeles.
Yeah, you
Thank
brought
Chief
so much
Moore.
joy
Thank
to
you
the
your
city of
family,
Los
Your
Angeles.
sacrifice. We all know how much
I mean, look, you know
sacrifice
me. I
it
back the
takes
management.
to
How
be
much
in these
joy
seats,
has he
and your
brought
family has been
to the
there
city
with
of
you
Los Angeles? Let's just
every
be honest
moment.
with that.
So thank you to the family and your sacrifice
on
as
now.
well. You will be missed.
Fuck outta
God
here.
bless you and stay safe.
Thank you, Chief. Councilmember Rodriguez.
I love all the
Thank you.
booze.
And at
Bro!
this time, I'd like to invite our Director of the
This-
Emergency Management
How
Department,
many more
Ms. Carol
times?
Parks.
How many more times? It must be his wife crying.
Ms. Parks, welcome.
Miss Parks
Welcome
can
and
dunk.
Good morning. It's my distinct honor to be here today just to share a few words of appreciation to a great partner in public safety. I've been in this business now for over 25 years, and coming into Los Angeles, I've had the distinctive honor to serving beside Chief Moore. Your years here at the city have spoken volumes of your commitment and your passion for public safety and the well-being of the
You guys are
citizens
so
of Los
mean.
Angeles, the visitors, and all of Angelinos. So we thank
Ah,
you.
she's a woman.
Thank you. We
I don't
thank
see
you.
any Adam's
We know
apple.
that words are not adequate
just
to
tall.
express our gratitude for your years of service over 4
I mean, look,
decades.
she's as
That's
tall
a
as
long
the
time.
police chief.
But we know that it was filled with passion, it was filled with commitment, and we acknowledge that today. In addition to being
She's
Chief
2
of
feet
Police,
taller
you were
than
also
John Lee.
chair of our Emergency Operations Board since the time you became chief. And we thank you for working with us during times of disaster and during all of the major
got
planned
shorter?
events. And
No, what it is
when I became
camera
general
angle,
manager,
probably.
I think one of my first questions
This
was,
one's
"Are you
more
gonna be here for
even,
the
while the other
Olympics?"
one's more of an
And you
overhead
gave
shot.
your answer, sadly, but we thank you for the legacy that you're leaving, and we believe that Los Angeles will be a safer place because of your leadership. And I must
Yeah,
acknowledge
Los
Cindy,
Angeles is really
your
safe.
wonderful wife. You're doing
Crime's on
amazing.
the increase,
I wish
just
you all the best
absolutely
in your
safe and
retirement
joyful.
years,
Thanks to
and
Michael
know
Moore.
that we will be thinking of you, and we will always
Fuck outta
leave the
here.
lights on at the city's Emergency Operations Center. So, on behalf of the Emergency Management Department and the Emergency Operations Board, thank you for a job well done well.
It's just the Pandaverse.
Thank you very much, Ms. Parks.
Pifu, this is the Pandaverse that South Park was talking
Councilmember
about.
Rodriguez, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. And so with that, colleagues, listen, there's plenty of stories that each of us can share, and I know the Police Commission is here, and members of the Police Commission, as well as the command staff, that can talk about the incredible influence this man has had on really leading through difficult times.
Yeah.
And that is not something to mock, it's something to celebrate, because there are very few
Are you
leaders
mocking me?
that have the ability to endure the
Mr.
criticisms,
Gambini?
the challenges of what it takes to do this job in a city of 4 million people with limited resources, and
Limited
dynamics that are not
resources?
controlled.
You got a $3 billion
These
budget.
are
What do you
moments
mean?
where leadership rises.
billion.
And this man has done so for the Los
Yearly.
Angeles Police Department and for the people of Los
What?
Angeles for 4 decades. Ladies and gentlemen,
House
Chief
keys,
Michael
not
Moore.
handcuffs. You better give me that free house, sucker. I'm here for my free house. You better give it up.
Councilman Rodriguez.
Better give it here.
Councilman Rodriguez,
One,
thank you.
one moment. Chief Moore has the floor. There will be no disruptions, or you'll be
Sure.
removed from this council chambers pursuant to Rule 12.
Shit.
Chief Moore, whoever is shouting out is ordered removed from the council chambers right now. There will be no disruption of
go-
this meeting.
there goes somebody.
Chief Moore, you have the floor.
Council President, thank you very much. Councilman Rodriguez, thank you for your kind introduction, your leadership on public, as the chair of public safety, our work together in the northeast part of the San Fernando Valley. Councilman Lee as well, as a vice chair, but as my elected council member, you've done well, and you've done very well. I appreciate the public safety in the Porter Ranch area, and I see your impact on that, both as a police professional, but also as a resident. Councilwoman Park, I cannot thank you enough for what you have done in the Venice community and your district, the
Venice.
establishment of order and safety.
In
and
fact,
done in a manner that was
it
thoughtful,
took the sheriff
that was
department to
responsible.
go into
These
LAPD's
are leaders
area
here
without
that
even being
I know are
asked
reflective
to
of
clean up
every
Venice
member
Beach.
on this
That's
council.
how well
Men and
Tom
women that are drawn
LeBonge,
to an era of public
that
service
idiot
to
Parks,
serve the residents of
and
4
Mr.
million.
Moore did.
I'm going to ask for your
They took
indulgence
no
for
action.
a
In
few
fact,
moments
they
to
took
wait,
action only when
for
the
some prepared
sheriff
remarks.
came in and said,
It has been
and
a
then the
distinct
news
honor
came
and
like,
privilege
wait a minute, you guys
to
aren't
have
supposed to
served
be
for more
here.
than
Please,
4
What the
decades.
fuck
please
are you guys
remove
doing
Mr.
here?
Reedy
This
from the
isn't your
chambers right now.
No,
Mr.
but we
Reedy,
see
you're
the
ordered
shit's going on
excluded
and
from
we're
this
fucking
meeting.
sick and tired of it.
Pursuant to Rule 12,
they finally
leave
had to
and
get to
leave
work 'cause the
silently
sheriff
and leave
department
right
wouldn't look
now. You are ordered excluded from this meeting, Mr. Reedy. Have a good day. Goodbye, Mr. Reedy. Have a good day. One moment, please, Chief. For the record, Mr. Reedy is continuing to disrupt the meeting. He's shouting out from the back of the chamber, so he can't proceed. Mr. Reedy continues to shout from the back of the chambers, and we can't proceed.
As I was, There you go.
All right,
Give him
Mr.
the mic.
Reedy has
There's
been
Sean
removed
from
from the
Canoga
chambers.
Park back
Chief,
there.
Thank
have
you.
the
As
floor.
I said, it's been my distinct honor and privilege to serve for more than 4 decades, and certainly this 5+ years as chief of police on what I feel is the finest police department in the world. Nearly 6 years ago, I sat here in front of this body with my wife Cindy as we sought the confirmation of this council with my appointment as the 57th chief of police of the Los Angeles Police Department. Over the course of that confirmation, I committed to working with you and each of you collaboratively to pursue a common goal of public safety. To lead with
Eitan, let's try it another
compassion,
time, but
and with
I'm down.
partnerships.
Not right now,
And
though.
over the months and years that have followed,
I don't know
I've
how to
sought
do all
lead
that. I
a
don't want to
department
fuck
committed
nothing
to building upon the
I'd rather
success
you
of
and
my
I kind of do it by ourselves and
both
then
Chief
do
Charlie
it.
Beck and Bill Bratton. Bolstering public trust, lowering
I don't want
crime,
to fuck nothing
modernizing
up.
our
Push
technology,
the wrong button.
addressing the most pressing concerns of our people, which is fairness in our disciplinary system and promotions. Now with that, no one could have imagined what our city,
Like, we don't go live
what this
tonight. We can
department
do
would
it
face
Friday.
over the years that would follow. An unprecedented combination of challenges and
Well, what I'll
crises
do is I'm going to go to
unmatched in our
therapy and I'll
lifetime.
call you after and let's
I'm
try
proud
it
of our
one
collective
time.
work and the service
That way I know how
of
to
our
do
people
it.
over this arduous time. While in years ahead, there'll be those that will
Space
critique
laser ladies
and
there.
criticize.
Look at her,
and
look
some
at her, look at
maybe
her.
even these council chambers.
There's 3 regulars.
They'll be criticized, perhaps, of some of this body's actions, as well as my own. I know in my heart, to my very core, that the actions taken by all of us in public service are what we believe is best at the time and the place, in uncertainty and in times of chaos. More importantly, far away from what we as leaders are
There he
faced and
goes.
confronted with and what we wrestle with day to day, our people, then and now, rise to each occasion, and they demonstrate professionalism, grace,
And
grit.
joy.
During my tenure,
Joy.
I'm also
Joy.
confident that our work saw success across a broad spectrum of topics, unmatched by any other law enforcement agency in the country. These accomplishments were the results of an incredible team of dedicated professionals.
What's up,
many of
Tricia?
whom
How
I'm
are
joined
you?
with
It's
today.
great to see you.
Proud to stand alongside them.
Good morning.
Proud of the work that they go about each day in dealing with thorny and
Oh
tangled
yeah, it
issues.
is.
And I know their
Oh,
lives
yeah, they're
are
both
dedicated
and they're
as
both
mine to the
powerhouses.
safety
That's
of
the
this
scary
city.
part.
To each
Their
member
sheer
of this
size.
council who strive to improve public safety, to those who were patient and have been good counsels, and to my critics.
And you notice
Each of
they're
you have
they're
had an
ignoring a
impact on
lot
my
of the
life.
crime
For that, I'm
being
grateful.
committed by these illegal
Over this last
aliens that
year,
they're allowing in.
Mayor
You
Bass
notice they're
has
sweeping
accomplished
that
much.
under the rug, right?
I want to thank her for her.
They're not
presence here today
highlighting
and
all
her
of what's
words
happening. They're not
encouragement and
highlighting
support.
that
Her
poor young
partner, her
nursing
leadership
student
in this
who
city
was killed
as she took the reins,
by a piece of shit
including her
fucking,
unprecedented
illegal
support for
alien
this department and its membership.
who was
to
already
rebuild our
deported,
staffing,
came
to
back
provide
here.
critical resources needed to
We
make
ain't
this a
talking
safer
much about
city.
that a whole lot.
As well as during those efforts, seeing a significant reduction in violent crime, particularly in homicides and crimes involving houseless individuals. Our people's work in bolstering public trust has shown back-to-back increases from years earlier, and our strategics are hitting their stride. Our strategic initiatives are hitting their stride.
Oh, it's
Over the last-
simple. All you got to
of
do is
the
open
second half
this
of
link,
last year,
click over
in part
there,
due to
go to
this
the
body's
OBS, set a
support
separate
of a
scene.
record contract
Oh,
for our
fuck
rank
out of
and
here,
file.
Eitan.
Recruitment is improving.
Like I said,
And we are
you and I
retaining
will
more
do
of our
it
young
in a
officers
couple hours when
who
I get home.
previously
I'll call
we've
you and
lost
we
to
can
other
do it that
agencies.
way. And I can practice
For all of
or
this,
show, you know.
I stand knowing that
I'm
I'm
not
a
gonna
very
sit
lucky
here
man to have had the
fuck-
good fortune
fuck with
of being
OBS
a
right
part
now.
of this journey.
Crazy.
I've enjoyed the leadership of
What's
my
wrong with you?
partners standing here with me today, including that of Fire Chief Crowley and an unsung hero, our Emergency Management Department General Manager, Carol Parks.
Besides, you're probably showing me some weird
The
ass
4 million
link.
people of Los Angeles,
Probably not even you.
the residents, are well served by these professionals,
Probably
along
some
with the likes
video
of
from
Airport Police
TikTok
Chief
or
Cecil
some
Ramble,
shit.
Police Chief Tom Gazy, DWP
What's up, jet
General
lag?
Manager Marty Adams, General Services Tony Royster. I could go on and on for the men and women that make up our city workforce, that whether they're first responders,
Charlie better not
essential
have died, and I
workers,
know
each
he
of them
didn't.
work together for the
That
safety
son of a bitch
of
owes
the
me
city,
2 autographs.
day to day,
I
and
better
in
get
times
him.
of chaos and uncertainty, for the common interest of our people, of our communities, the very essence of why a city is formed. After more than 4 decades now, however, it's time for me to shift my focus to the 2 most important people in my life, my wife Cindy and daughter Haley. They have given much over the years in support of me and the demands of this profession. I'm grateful for this lady standing next to me, for her unending love, devotion,
Was
and
that
support of
Stacy
me
laughing?
and the people of LAPD.
Bro, look at her.
In
She's
addition
all
to my family
crying.
and friends, Cindy has been a critical and I'll say secret ingredient to any success I've enjoyed. Over the more than 3 decades of her tireless work, I know she's ready for the two of us to begin the next adventure, including moving
I know
closer to
less.
our daughter
Anybody who says
and
that
restarting
shit-
our tradition of Sunday night dinners.
They're just trolling.
I
That's all
congratulate
they
the
do.
Board of Police Commissioners
They wanna
for the
get
thoughtful
attention.
choice of Dominic Choi as the interim chief of police. As I've
People
said
in their
earlier,
normal life don't
he's
give
an
him any
outstanding leader.
attention.
He's a team builder.
See,
a
now
great
look at her
communicator,
at the end.
and
Bro, she
well-equipped
looks tall
to move
now.
this organization
See, look at the
forward.
angle difference.
I have every confidence.
Look at her,
this
bro.
council
She's
will
a
find him
foot taller
committed
than
to remaining
than
approachable
John Lee.
and working
Her
collaboratively.
entire head is on the
Now
top
the
of
Board
his
of Police
head.
Commissioners and Mayor Bass embark on a search to identify the next chief of police for this great department who will lead this
Either
department
she's
through the
really
World
tall
Cup
or
in
John's really
2028
small or a
Olympics
little
and
bit of
Paralympics.
both. I'm
That
going to go with the
process, I
latter.
know, will involve many voices and considerations, and I have every confidence this council will follow this closely.
Is that Medea? I can't
In
confirm nor
closing, to the
deny.
people of Los Angeles, my thanks and appreciation for your partnership, support, and encouragement. To every member of our department, I'm proud of you and the work that you do each day in protecting and serving the people of this great city. I have
Think he's
traveled the
happy that he
world
lived
in
through
this
the
great
job,
country
now he's finally
and hold
done?
With every certainty, there is no one who does it better. I'm grateful for having the opportunity to tell their story and humbled that
Well,
I've
he'll
had the
get some
privilege
good
to serve
pension
as their
now.
chief.
Spend
I'll
some
forever
time at
cherish the
home.
challenges and successes enjoyed.
And annoy the
while
shit out of
remembering
her.
the 239
Then she's going to be like, why don't you just go back to work already? You annoy
men
me.
and women of this department and their families
nice not
who have
having you here.
sacrificed their life in the service of this great city. Cops count, police matter, and thank you for this opportunity.
Boy, that group don't like him too much. $240K a year pension? Jesus. Doctor's salary for the rest of life. But he was there 45 years. Long time. He's Data from the Goonies.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilmember
Oh, there's
Rodriguez.
Spindler. Look,
Thank you.
Spindler's in the back.
Thank you so much, Chief, for those beautiful words.
There's Sean.
And
Those who are shouting out, you need to be quiet right now. Councilmember Rodriguez has the floor.
Thank you. And
love when they interrupt
I
her.
know how challenging it has been, Cindy, especially
Look at him back there. Look at him flicking everybody off. Look at him.
I know it's been really difficult these last several years, especially. It's
Don't
it's
tell me
hard
he
for
doesn't
any
know where the
family
camera
member,
angle is. Don't tell me
when
that. You'd be
put
lying.
your loved one in the line of duty that they've chosen in this profession and service. I know how tough that is. But to have done so through some of the most difficult times, I wanted to just take a moment to say thank you so much, because I know how difficult it has been for you, especially in Haley. So, Mr. President, I would like to invite if there are any members on the queue at this time.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Rodriguez. I do just want to say, Chief, that your career of service
that.
is something that
So nice of
all
you.
of the people of Los
Yeah, this is
Angeles
my
owe
coffee.
you an incredible
Yeah, this
debt
is
of
my
gratitude
coffee. Cats
for,
don't have coffee.
including
I mean,
some of
maybe
those
you, 'cause
who
you're
may
not a
disagree
cat.
with you, and some of those who may even disagree with the concept of having a police department. They don't appreciate fully how much their rights are kept safe because of the leadership that you have exercised. Maybe, and I'm sorry, whoever is shouting out now, I'm telling you for the last time, sergeants, I'm telling them for the last time, this meeting will not be interrupted. So whoever shouts out from now on, you are ordered excluded pursuant to Rule 12. So we are living in a
I love
time
it.
that has been maybe the most difficult time for policing in recent memory.
Due to your
across this
policies
country.
and procedures.
And throughout that time, throughout your time of leadership, not only as chief, but as a member of the command staff as well, crime has dropped dramatically. This
Crime has
police
dropped
department
dramatically?
continues
Did
to
we just hear
advance
that?
Nation-leading reforms.
Huh?
And it has been swimming upstream
Huh?
sometimes, but you have led us in a way that has made the city safer and made this department a department that the entire city of Los Angeles can and should be proud of. So thank you very much, Chief Moore, for your incredible service, and as well to Cindy and Haley. Thank you for your sacrifice as well. Thank you very much,
Delusional.
Chief Moore.
That is a great
With
word
that,
for it, James.
Councilmember Blumenfield.
Or Julio. Sorry, Julio. Yes,
Thank
Julio.
you. I just
Delusional.
wanted to add my voice and
Bro.
just thank you for your many years of service. I first got to know you when you were deputy
Decades.
chief of the Valley, when I was in the state assembly, and
You got
you've
32
always.
minutes, fat
It's so
boy.
important to have a chief who understands the entire city and who understands the Valley, and that's been important, and I've always appreciated that. And I also always appreciate your data-driven approach. That when you're talking about crime and how to prevent crime, you're a numbers guy. You like to get in the weeds and figure out how to make it all work with the data, and that's been
How come?
part
How
of
come
the
we're getting
secret
so
sauce
mad?
that you've had. So I just wanted to express my gratitude for the sacrifice that you and your family have made, and to wish you just health and good fortune moving forward. So congratulations and,
Not
and
even
good luck.
doing
in the
nothing.
future.
I'm just moving my hand
Thank
near
you,
him.
Councilmember Price.
He's all
Thank you, Mr.
angry
President.
because he ain't getting his food right now.
Chief, this is
Turning his
a
back on me.
bittersweet moment for all of us.
Watch him get
Certainly
pissed right
after
now.
40
Watch.
years to establish yourself well in our city and our community. We haven't always agreed about some of the decisions you've made. But
Shout
one
out to Grady,
area
the
that we
federally
certainly
indicted
have
one.
Wide agreement on is the Community Safety Partnership Program. That's been a real high point.
2 weeks and you're going to be in court, my friend.
Expanding, extending relationships. with
And
the
we'll see
community
how long
and
you
the
get in
partner
prison.
We haven't seen before. So it will be a part of your legacy that will continue on. We certainly wish you and Cindy continued success and enjoyment. Big dummy. And again, we thank you for your 40+ years of service to this community. Thank you.
Please exclude whoever it was who just shouted out. They are ordered excluded from the meeting pursuant to Rule 12.
Shady Grady.
All right. Okay, you're ordered excluded as well. Have a nice day. All right, thank you, Councilmember Rodriguez. Thank you, thank you, Chief Moore. To all of you who are here joining
everybody
us
off.
to be able to honor Chief Moore at this time, thank you for being with us. This council will be in a brief recess for the next 10 minutes so that we can take a few pictures with Chief Moore. So,
Okay.
have a good day. I don't know who that is who's shouting out, but they are continuing to disrupt this meeting after being excluded from the meeting. So for the record, they are continuing to disrupt.
Michael Moore, you are a disgrace. Right on retirement day in front of his family. They're fucking bombing him. Uh-oh, music. I hear a little music here. Hold on, guys. I gotta... All right, so here we go. They all gotta take... They're gonna do the fucking photo op dog and pony show right now for the next 10 minutes, which is great for me. Yeah. They haven't even started yet. Mark, you haven't missed a fucking thing. They're busy honoring Chief Moore and, just wrapping up shit they probably should have wrapped up in the first meeting they had today. So that's how it's working. Tell you what, let's go watch the kids at least. We'll go watch them have fun. Some snowboarding for a few minutes instead of sitting and watching the sign. There we go, get that out of the way. So I'll keep an eye on it on the other screen, so... No, Stink's got 30 minutes. I feed him at 11:30. Boy, oh boy, he's ready to eat now. Of course he is. But he's always ready to eat. This cat, man, I'm telling you, I should just get a feed bag and put it around his neck and just fill it up. And then just check the feed bag periodically. and see what's going on. Trish, so what'll happen now is... I think they may honor one more group, but if not, it will go then to general public comment for agenda items first. And I believe there's like 6 agenda items, so you can talk on any of the 6. And if there's not a lot of people in the room that have signed up, what I've been seeing them do lately is go back to their old way, which would be you talk about you get a minute for each item that you want to talk about, up to 3 items. And you get 1 minute for general comment after that. But if there's a lot of people, then they'll force them only to talk about the agenda items only. And then when everybody's done with that, they'll come back, they'll vote, and then they'll come back to general public comment to where you can then say anything you want. You don't have to talk about the agenda items. And the reason they're doing that is to make to punish the constituents and the people that hate them too. Punishing even smoking's can. That way we have to wait until the end to get the comments or have 1 minute of free speech. They make you wait 3.5 hours, and most people are just going to say, fuck it, and go home. I got better things to do, right? I don't want to get caught in the, fucking rush hour traffic going home. So, yeah, and that's really what they've been doing. Straight dictators, absolutely. And this is what they said, that whole adage from a long time ago, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Here you have it. But I also get that if you did split it right down the line and had the same amount of people from each side, from different sides, they'd really get nothing done. And not that they get anything done here, being all one-sided, because they don't. I mean, they talk about how much they do, and they talk about how this crime went down, which was an absolute fib. We know it has not gone down. In fact, it's the worst it's ever been in my entire life that I've lived here, and I've been here decades, many decades. It's just an absolute lie. It's never been more unsafe. As much as I like and support the LAPD, Michael Moore doesn't bring joy to anybody. Let's just be honest that. To his own family, I get it. Got it. Good. But he ain't bringing joy to the city. That's just his lie. That's a lie like the crime going down. Again, it's like I always say, it's who's the storyteller. It's not the story. It's who's the storyteller. You can get two different stories from two different storytellers, and it'll be dramatically different into their favor. And that's what it is here. They they always pander to the cops and the firefighters on how much they support them, but yet they're still firing them for not bending the knee. Still to this day. It's ridiculous. They say they want to help people that come in and cry for money and rent money and help. But those are the same people that voted for them. Their constituents that they forced their businesses where they work to be closed so they couldn't work. Didn't give them anything. What did they do for them? Nothing. But they pretend like they care. Damn, you guys are talking about John Cena dying. Virgil died just now. Wow. Wrestler 61, Virgil. Rest in peace to Virgil. Michael Jones. See? Did you get whoever that was, you ass? So, rest in peace to Virgil. He passed away. And that's really, that's what the breakdown is. No, Susan, they're still dicking off, taking pictures with the mayor who hasn't done anything, and the police chief and the other new fire chief, and it's just it's a pander show. That's all it is. That's all it is. And actions speak louder than words in my life. You can tell me all you want. You can give me that lip service, but when you actually do something for me, that's when it changes my thought. Because talk is cheap in that sense. You know what I mean? And I get it. It is 4 million people. It's the largest county in the entire country. It's a huge city. But if you can't get the job done, that's fine. At least just try, and then don't pat yourself on the back telling me how good you're doing. It's condescending. It's fucking annoying. No, Eitan, it's not. It's just someone was trolling in here. And because he was trolling about a wrestler who wasn't dead, that one died. So it really did say just now, breaking news, Virgil passed. See, let's just give him let's give him the attention he wants. There you go, Charlie. You got the attention you want. Now go sit in the corner like a little dunce. And Charlie, I'm telling you this right now. I know you're listening. When that wears off and you come back, if I don't see literally a hand emoji raising your hand to talk to me or anybody else in this room, I'm going to kick you out forever. So you raise your hand when you want to talk to me or the family. Oh, he's gone for now. He'll be back, Salvador. But if I don't see that hand, he's gone forever. We'll do it just like school. Teacher, you want to talk? Raise your hand. Ooh, 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 ooh. And then I'm going to look over you for the other person who isn't oohing. Okay, you guys don't got to raise your hands. It's him who needs to raise his hand. They don't even know who he is, Skywalker. They don't even know. No, wise guy, I haven't been opening cards. The hobby of sports cards has really taken a bath. And I'm not talking about value. I'm talking about new ownership. The guy who bought Topps, the owner of Fanatics, Michael Rubin, is killing Topps. He's literally killing Topps. And Panini is just garbage to begin with. And they're this close. They're that close to going out of business. Panini is. They're going to go back to what they did originally, which is just make sticker books for kids, like soccer sticker books in Italy. That's how they started. So that's what's going to happen. And they're overprinting everything. There's no more good stuff anymore. Everything is garbage, if you ask me. It really, really is. It's terrible. So I wouldn't spend my money on any of that stuff right now. And you know me. I'm always telling about cards, and I love cards and all that, but not now. I wouldn't suggest anybody buy anything new. If you want to buy cards, go ahead and get your vintage stuff. And even when I mean vintage, I mean 80s, 90s stuff. I don't mean 50s, 60s, 70s, and even before that. It's so much better. It would be so much more of a better investment or just a cooler collection to have that stuff versus some overprinted garbage of players that nobody gives a fuck about anymore. Well, the gum is gone. Topps was the only one. They had a patent on that, so no other card companies could actually put gum in there, and one did, and they got sued. So the gum thing was a Topps thing, and Topps stopped doing that a while ago. I mean, I think the last year Topps did that was, let's see, Damon, 89? Maybe 90. I think 90. 90 might have been the last year they made the gum in the packs. Could be wrong on that one, but I'm pretty sure it was 90. And that's that. They probably saved millions and millions of dollars by not having to buy the gum and produce the gum. But it's funny how the gum is how the cards, they didn't even give a shit about the cards. They wanted to sell gum. Topps is a candy company. They were trying to sell gum and candy. So they figured just throw some cards in there too, and then the cards became the big thing. Have I ever ate the old gum? Yeah. I mean, they're going to kill you. It's got a ton of preservatives, and it tastes like shit. It literally tastes like maybe like putting cardboard in your mouth. Not that I do that very often, if any. But that's what I would think cardboard tastes like. Like, just like that. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's, again, they're sitting in these boxes forever, Eric. They're coming from a cold environment, too. Topps is in New York. One would assume that the cold weather would affect the gum. You know what I mean? It is brittle as fuck. Brittle as fuck. Tastes like shit. It really does. And they also realize after a while like the gum is damaging the cards too. I mean, that's the sad part about opening a vintage pack from any time that has the gum, that there's going to be one card on the back that's going to be ruined with a stick of gum stuck to it. Now, sometimes the gum will come off without damaging the card, but the card will be damaged underneath from the preservatives in the bubble gum. It like leaks into the back of the card. So you're just hoping at that point it's a common card and it's not a Mickey Mantle or something. You're fucking crying if it is. Yeah, I'm any minute now. They said 10 minutes. I think we've been about 10 minutes, I would say. Haven't we, guys? Haven't we? There is a trick to getting rid of some of that gum damage. If the gum's on the front of the card, you can actually take pantyhose. Take ladies' pantyhose, put it around your finger. and the coarseness and smooth. The coarseness will actually pick out the gum remnants from the front of the card without damaging it because nylon stocking or whatever. It's so smooth, smooth to the leg, right, or to the touch. So that works. Now, if it's on the back side of the card, you're fucked. There's nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing. What's up, meat? Better cold gum than hot gum? Have I found a cat food where their his shit don't really stink bad, Daryl? Again, people that have problems with that is a couple things. One, you don't clean your fucking litter box enough. And I clean this box every day. There's a little can next to it, okay? I have a nice can with a slam top, one of those nice stainless steel ones with a slam top, okay? And a tall one. So, look, how much can he poop? 1 or 2 poops or a pee, and you scoop it out. Put the scraper in there, close the top. Don't even smell it. Not to mention he has the scented, he doesn't mind the scented litter. So, and I use those giant litter boxes that have the top with the door. So he goes into that whole little space all by himself. And I'll tell you what, there's times where I've seen this fool just laying in there. Like, it's that clean where he's just laying. He just waiting for, I don't know. I guess just because it's an enclosed place and he knows nobody can get him from any side except for in front, and he's looking out that way. So, whose nylon stockings am I using? Well, I cut up a pair of my mom's old ones a long time ago. She gave me some old ones, so I cut it up. You only need a little piece. So, yeah, all you need is enough to wrap your 2 fingers, because again, you don't want to put too much pressure. You're going to hurt the card. I mean, you know how thin card stock is. Nowadays, you got cards that are real thick, and it's the size of 20 or 30 cards from the old days. It's one card. So, yeah. Little tricks, man. Little tricks. Man, these fuckers aren't going to get going. What are they doing? I might as well feed Ding Dong early, so that way. But I know what's going to happen, right? The second I finish this and get up, that shit's going to go back on. And I can't leave the music on, so I'm kind of fucked. I guess it doesn't matter. You guys will be muted for 35 seconds or whatever. It won't matter. Am I going to the Heli Expo in Anaheim? I didn't plan on it, although it would be fun. See all those cool helicopters. I'd be a great father. I don't have enough patience to be a father. It takes a lot of patience to be a parent. And I don't have much patience, I'll be honest. You guys ready? Let's see if he says anything. You ready? You ready? You ready to eat? Don't tell me. Do not tell me he doesn't know the word eat. Don't tell me that. You'd be lying to me right now. Okay? He knew exactly what that meant. All right, I'll be right back. I'm coming. I can only walk so fast. Oh, yelling at me now. I'm going as fast as I can. man, what are we at now? Xochitl Gomez? Xochitl Gomez. We're missing. I knew it was going to happen.
She was one of the youngest
Dr.
actors to
Xochitl
portray
Gomez.
a Marvel superhero when she starred as America Chavez, Marvel's first lesbian and Latino main character in the movie Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. She is now the youngest celebrity participant and the youngest winner in the history of Dancing with the Stars. Besides being a talented
Dancing
actor
with
and
the
a
Stars,
dancer,
a reality
Xochitl
show.
is also an active member of her community in Echo Park and a wonderful example of what our community members should be. So today we celebrate her achievements with the hope and knowledge that many more amazing Angelinos will follow in her footsteps. But before we continue,
Look at
I
Sean's
want to
hair. It
introduce
looks like
another
Groot's.
amazing woman who is setting examples for a new generation. Please welcome the council member for the other half of Eco Parque, mi
Eco
compañera
Parque.
Ulises Hernandez.
Good morning, colleagues. Thank you to Councilmember Soto Martinez for taking the initiative to honor one of the incredible talents from Echo Park, Xochitl Gomez. Thank you so much, Xochitl, for joining us. Xochitl has already accomplished so much in her young life, and while the stages that she occupies now can feel like an entirely different world, her roots are not all that different from many of the families living in Echo Park today. As I'm sure you've already realized, Xochitl, there are so many people, especially young people, young Latinas
Really quick,
and daughters of immigrants who
pulpit
see themselves in
endorsement
you.
of
I see
Steve
myself.
Garvey at Chino
I really
Mega
talk a lot
Church
about your
raises
parents and the role
questions
that they
of
played in your
church
life
and
and your
state.
career, and I think
Get
that's a
that
story
Republican
many of us
out of
can
here.
relate to. And I want to give deep gratitude to your mom and your parents. for
Let's
holding it down and supporting
investigate
you
them.
Getting into an
Let's
industry that can be
investigate
very
the
intense
church
and
now
heavy.
too. For
many of
actually
our families, it's a story
liking
of
someone who's the
sacrifice and
opposition,
resilience.
the
And
opposite
so
of
just
you.
as we honor you today,
Got it.
we also honor your parents and their stories. You have made Echo Park
It is.
proud, and
It
we are
is
honored to
boring
have
right
you
now,
in our
Blake.
chambers
Just
here
hold
today.
on. Wait till the people
Congratulations on
talk.
your
Then
win.
you will
Just
laugh
know that
your
we're
head
all rooting
off.
for you. Thank you.
When you hear all the fucks and the this and that. This is what you'll hear, my friend.
That's right, Paul Martin Krikorian, you racist, pink-skinned Nazi pig motherfucker.
You're gonna hear stuff like that.
Of Dancing with the Stars.
The fuck
Xochitl
happened,
Gomez.
Paul? You pink-skinned bitch? What happened?
Hello, I'm
What's wrong,
Sochi.
Stanks?
Nice to meet you guys. I just want to say thank you for honoring me and my win on Dancing with the
Come here.
Stars at this council meeting today. This is like, I can't even imagine being here. You know, as a teenager who was raised in Echo Park, I literally never dreamed that my achievements would land me here, and a big part of that has to do with my community. My teachers and neighbors shaped my life in meaningful ways, and I'm blessed to have these positive influences in my life. It means so much to me that you've invited me here today, and I want to say thank you again for taking the time to recognize me. It means the world to me, so thank you.
Okay, we have some members on the queue before you do the certificate. Ms. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. Blumenfield. Thank you so much, Hugo and Eunices, for bringing in this remarkable talent. Sochi, I watched your performances. My daughter was obsessed. Oh, yes.
You did?
Oh, yes. I watched you on Dancing with the Stars. My daughter was obsessed over, I mean, you were remarkable. I feel like one of the judges right now. It was a spectacular performance, and it was such a proud moment for us as a community, as Latinas, to watch you ascend in an environment that wasn't built for us to be a part of it. It's still not
She
built
does,
for us to be a
Trisha.
part of
She
it.
fucking
And how
loves
you
to hear
broke into
herself.
the Marvel universe, how you represent us. You are this new generation of talent, but it's who we've always been.
As
It's just
fuck,
you're among
Daniel.
those, along with America, along with so many others
So I was
that are
telling
breaking
Blake,
those
this
doors
part is
down.
boring.
And so I just want to say thank you for not even
gets a
sharing
whole
your
lot
talent
better.
and showing the world what Latinos bring to this beautiful country. But for keeping that door open, for doing it with such grace, with such humility, you represent the very best of what our community is. And so I just want to say thank you so much.
No, that would be
for,
licking somebody's
really
buddy
giving so much
on
of
booty.
yourself in those
Boo
in
bar.
each performance. It
Pulling
was
open the
remarkable.
cheeks and licking their
And,
ass.
But also, as a fan of the Marvel
That's what she's
universe,
doing
as
right
a
now.
fan of just everything that
She's
you've
licking
been
that
doing, we've been
butthole.
watching you, and it's really just inspiring to see someone at your age continue to just do what you do and do it so remarkably well and do it with such grace, with such incredible beauty and dignity. And I'm just really proud of you.
You'd figure
And
that, Butter.
I thank you for being the example for so many other Latinas that are looking up to you, that have aspirations to pursue and follow in your
There you
footsteps.
go. She knows now.
So, adelante, mujer. This is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There's Stacy. Look at her.
Councilwoman Padilla.
There's Stacy. Got a good shot of her.
Hi, Xochitl. It's a pleasure to see you here. I want to thank my council
Ian,
members for
where you
bringing
at?
you here and honoring you.
There's
I
your
know
lady,
that
Ian.
I personally take a lot of pride in knowing that an Angelino took the
Down-ass
prize
kids, eh?
with Dancing with the Stars. I also have nieces that are big fans. They were trying to figure out how I could figure out who works on set so that they can meet you backstage one day. And I'm like, I'm not going to put energy into that, young ladies. But that's how big their
Come over here. Come on.
interest in you is, and in the whole show altogether.
You okay?
So
Got your belly
I'm glad you're
filled
here.
now?
I'm glad we all get to see who you are. But I recently heard that Dancing with the Stars was moved to the East Coast, and I got really sad about that. That it's
So
no
did
longer
I.
being filmed here in LA. So as much as I want to make this about celebrating you
Why would it
and your
matter to you?
accomplishments, I also hope that we as a council can remember that we need to keep Hollywood jobs here. Because we keep them here, it also allows for the opportunity for people in LA to
Clean
also
the street
dream
ups. Maybe people
about
wanna
making
stay.
it and being able to participate in Hollywood if it's here. So
Maybe stop
thank you again to my
overtaxing.
council colleagues for
Maybe
being
they'll
want
wanna
to
stay.
And congratulations! I know you're going to keep impressing us, and we're going to keep watching your career grow.
Shout out to the down-ass kids, right, Imelda?
And back to you, Mr. Sotomayor.
When she said that last time,
Thank you so
that was
much.
great.
Before we wrap up, I'd
Shout
like
out to the
present
down-ass
this
kids.
recognition on behalf of the city of Los Angeles for all your accomplishments.
Oh, she got a frame. All right, so we're still good, ladies and gentlemen. If you're of color and not white, because apparently white is not a color, but it sure is when you buy a top.
Thank you so much, and let's give it
or
one more
a
time
car,
for our winner,
or
Xochitl
you
Gomez.
paint your house. But
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
all the white folks that come in here to get honored,
Okay,
which isn't
we're
many,
gonna now move
all get
to,
the El
I
Peachy
believe we have
folder.
Item 2 was requested for a separate vote.
But she got the frame.
We can open the roll on item 2.
I need to do a frame count.
Or actually, give it a moment for folks to get back to their desks.
Is clear a color? No, because it's translucent.
Ms. Fernandez
Do they
asked
make
for a
clear
separate vote on
cars?
this.
Do they make clear sheer clothes? They make sheer
okay.
stuff, but usually it's
let's
a
open the
color,
roll.
a black
Close
pair
the
of
roll.
underwear that's
Tally the
sheer.
vote.
You can see through it
14 ayes,
it's
one
so
no.
thin in
The ordinance is
material.
adopted.
Okay. Let's move on to item 25, called special by Ms. Rahman for a comment.
Who is that? Ian?
Ms. Rahman, the floor is yours.
Come on, man.
Great. I just wanted to rise to talk a little bit about this motion.
It is, Ian.
Council District
Man,
4
thank you,
is
Ian. You
lucky
rock.
to be
My money
home
don't jiggle,
to
jiggle. Let's
Griffith
go,
Park,
Ian.
the largest municipal park in the
So
country.
generous lately, bud.
The park has
Thank you for
more
the
than 4,000
50 subs,
acres
too.
and beloved community facilities that are used by both locals and visitors. Many of these facilities reside in the southern portion of Griffith Park.
And a little bit, Adam.
And this is near my home, and so it really holds a special place, I know, for me and so many of
Little
the
over an
parents
hour.
at my children's school who have been utilizing the facilities here for years, playing tennis, spending
Utilize.
summers at the pool, participating in intramural sports, and visiting Zipline Park. This area, which also includes a senior center, has suffered from neglect and a lack of maintenance for many years, actually before I even started, leading to severe degradation of these facilities. Senior Center
Well, that's why
is
it's really
now in a
important
very,
what goes
very
on
old
here.
space.
It really
that was
is
supposed to
because
be
they
upgraded
take
years
this
ago and
shit
hasn't
from these
been.
major cities and all the
And
little
it has
cities
been really
adopt it.
unfortunate for everyone who uses
The
and
failures.
values
They
these
adopt
places.
the same failures. We wanna
Last
be
year,
just
my
like
team and
LA
I
and
worked
New
to create a
here's the
community-driven master plan process for this area. That's what's before
And
us
they're so
today, an opportunity
delusional
to do that. And this master
that
planning
they
process
actually
will help
think
us
they're
work with
doing
park
good.
users and neighbors to figure out how to use this site.
And this
as
is what happens
effectively
when
as
you just
possible,
hire for
including
diversity
the creation
and not
of
for
a
the
very
best
new
person
Griffith Park
for the
Adult
job.
Community Center. We have some funding secured for all of these facilities already from both the state and the federal government, and we have an opportunity to really rethink how this area functions. And for those of you who know this area just down the street, there are significant multifamily units coming up
What are
right
you betting
now.
on?
And so the idea of
How
a
many times
walkable area
Jason's
where people
calling
can
in?
come, play basketball, and really, really relish in the outdoors is one that's really exciting to me. So I urge an aye vote today, and I thank you all for your consideration.
It's true, refs. Yeah, Daniel,
Thank
it
you.
is
Seeing no
aggravating, but
members-
that's a
no other
natural
members on the
reaction. You
queue.
shouldn't. It means you're
Let's open the
alive.
roll.
You're coherent to what's
Close the
going
roll.
on.
And tally the votes.
You understand
14 aye.
and you understand that you don't like it.
Okay, and I believe we have, we can also, before public comment, we can do item 42. Is that right?
So that means you're alive.
Let's move to adopt
You
A
understand
for
what's
item
going on.
42.
Mr. President, if I may, this item should be voted
Kimberly
on
Burns,
after
let's
public comment.
go. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Kimberly.
That's great. Then we can, is there anything else before us before we move to public comment?
All right, finally,
The
here we
council
go.
will now
Blake, are you
proceed
still
to
here?
closed session for item
Blake left
49,
on me already.
which is a closed session.
I'll
considered
blame
by the
him.
Budget, Finance, and Innovation Committee.
I don't blame him, but hopefully he stayed.
Before public
Hopefully you're
comment?
still here, Blake.
Let's do public comment.
Viewer discretion is advised, ladies and gentlemen. You never know what you may or may not hear. It's not for the faint of heart.
So,
Ones that are easily offended. Peach is a
As
color.
indicated on the agenda, members
And
of
they're
the
also
public
very
wishing to
good
offer
fruit.
public comment should call.
You wanna call in? There's the number.
669-254-5252
Voice your opinion to these
and use
ding-dongs.
meeting ID number 160
If you wanna call, right there.
8466, and then press pound. Then press pound again when prompted for a participant ID. Once admitted into the meeting, press *9 to request to speak. When it is your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press *6 to unmute.
Nah, Grote is
Then
there,
repeat,
Wagon.
Call 669
Didn't you see him with his fucked up hair?
5252 and use meeting
Shit
ID
was
number
messed up today.
160-535-8466 and then press pound. Then press pound again when prompted for participant ID. Once admitted into the meeting, press *9 to request to speak. When it is your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press *6 to unmute.
okay, and this is
call
public
your
comment
oldest son
on specifically
Peach
on
Boy?
the items. And we'll do general public comment at the end.
Of course.
So let's begin.
All right, so Trish, that's what they're going to do. They're going to force them to talk about the agenda items
call
only.
names.
No.
I'm going to call up following names. If you hear your name
lay on
called,
your
please
bed.
come to the front. And no yelling out from the audience, please. Angela Birdsong, Sean Murphy, Richard Serrano, Michelle Hope Walker, Stacy Cigar Bollinger, Audrey.
Thank you
Michelle-
again, Kim.
Before we have public comment, Ms. Rodriguez, yes. You had a comment? For what purpose do you rise?
Yes, please. Thank you, Mr. Blumenfield. Colleagues, I just really quickly, just a moment for indulgence here.
Are you kidding
Khalil
me?
Garrios is going to be leaving our City of Los Angeles Bureau of Sanitation after how
How
many
come
years
you
of
didn't roll
service?
the R?
39
For
years
Garrios.
of service. The Board of Public Works just honored him. He's an incredible treasure. You know, we have so many, but unfortunately,
He's
these
got a
are the
sweet
moments
Just for
that,
Men kit going.
We're starting to see some of our senior staff take advantage of that well-earned retirement. So I just wanted to take a moment
for men
to
kit.
recognize Khalil and thank you for your service to the people of Los Angeles.
I love people booing back there still. Thick Monica?
Okay, before we do public comment,
He's about to
there's,
bang Monica right now.
an amendment to be read into the record. Please go ahead.
Yes,
Come
Mr.
on.
President.
Can we
I believe
get
it's
to
a
fucking
substitute
work
motion
already?
on item number 24.
There he is.
The motion
Wagon.
reads that I move that the council adopt the following actions. His
hair is
and
rad
again, this is
today.
a substitute motion. 1, instruct the city administrative officer and the chief legislative analyst in consultation with AEG Plenary Conventions, Los Angeles, APCLA, and the City Tourism Department to evaluate the costs and schedules,
Statiker?
including risk exposure
rubbing a
and
balloon
cost
on his
sharing
head,
of
Randy?
APCLA's public-private partnership proposal using revised APCLA numbers from February 2023, as well as any other relevant updated data or information they may have to be provided by APCLA, and further instruct CAO and CLA to engage a consultant to review the terms discussed by the CLA, CAO, and APCLA to report on those findings within
Combed it with a
the
spoon?
ensuing 45 days. The evaluation of the P3 proposal should be undertaken transparently and on a collaborative basis among the CAO, CLA, and APCLA in consultation with the CTD, Planning Department, Bureau of Engineering, and Department of Building and Safety. The report should answer the following 5 questions in relation to the LACC Expansion Project P3 as proposed by APCLA. A. What is the estimated construction price and scope of the LACC expansion project? B. What is the estimated net annual obligation on the general fund after taking LACC net revenues into account? Provide a range of options for council to consider, including various operating terms of the P3 agreement and associated payment rates. C. Can the project be delivered in time for the LA 2028 Olympics/Paralympics? Provide a development schedule including the city decisions and actions required to achieve this. D. When would the first annual availability payment be required to be paid by the city under the proposed financial structure? What flexibility would the city have to refinance the project or adjust the scope and cost of operating services over the term of the P3 agreement? And E. Provide a high-level summary of the risks transferred to APCLA and retained by the city under the P3 proposal, and compare these to risks that the city would retain under a traditional delivery model. Instruction number 2. Instruct the CAO and CLA to ensure that any P3 proposal agreement include the following. A. Delivery of the city's full required construction and operating scope without reduction. B. Commitment to expand the JW Marriott Hotel. C. Affordability within the city-defined general fund impact limits and competitive pricing compared to other non-P3 options. D. The transfer of significant construction and operating risks to APCLA, along with clear long-term quality commitments to the city in line with P3 market norms. E. Appropriate development cost sharing that ensures none of the APCLA's development costs are underwritten by the city, with the exception of only detailed design fees and site investigation costs. And F. The incorporation of strategies to ensure the various construction, operations, and financing elements of the project will be market tested or competitively priced to improve the overall cost to the city. Instruction number 3. The CAO to identify, instruct to complete the requested analysis of the P3 project and include the appropriate transaction recommendations as part of a subsequent financial status report or construction project report. Instruction number 4.
It is, Trisha.
Instruct the CAO with the assistance of the
trying to
CLA
think, what is his-
to report to council within 45 days
What is
on
his
potential
hat
funding
size?
sources and
Like,
funding
it's gotta be
structures for
big,
debt
like,
service
a new era
and P3
hat.
availability payments in addition to impacts on existing
He's
programs
gotta be a
and
10
services.
for a
And
fitted
finally,
hat. It's gotta
instruction
be.
number 5.
And I say to myself,
instruct the CAO and
imagine
CLA
him being
to
like a
provide
helicopter
direct
pilot.
and indirect
Could you imagine
economic
how
impact
big his
analysis
helmet would be?
for all the P3
Like,
options
dude,
and
it
city-driven
would have to
options
be
that
specially made.
takes
It just
into
has to.
consideration economic
Just has to
impact
be.
to the downtown LA area
I
and the
mean,
city of
normal
Los
folks
Angeles
have,
at large.
you know,
And,
like
Mr.
medium
Chair,
to
my
large
understanding is that this
in the
combines
helmet.
the recommendations
You know,
from
there's
the
a few
reports
that
from
have
2
the
different
extra large, but
committees.
there's no way. I'm telling you, he's bigger
Mr.
than an
President,
extra large. He'd have a
this
custom,
for the record, this
custom mold for
substitute
that
motion
helmet.
was presented by Councilmember Krikorian and McOsker. Is there a second to this motion?
Ms. Park is seconding the motion. Okay. So that is now before us. Is there anything else we need to do before we move to public comment?
Yes, Mr. President. For the record,
Jesus
for item
fuck.
42, there is a motion on the floor, which is to adopt the revised City Administrative Officer report dated February 22nd, 2024.
Never
Is there a
gonna get
second
work.
to this motion?
Josh said custom.
I'll go ahead and second.
And
Josh
Mr. President,
thought
would
I
you
had
like
a
me to
big
read in
noggin.
the city attorney instructions for public comment?
Didn't we do that already?
We just read in the clerk's instructions.
Okay. Whatever you need to do.
I'm just wondering, do
To
you
people
think
providing public
do you
comment,
think flex
when
fit
it is your
hats
turn to
would fit
speak,
him?
either at the podium or
Or
on the
like-
phone, please state which of the agenda items you would like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes
his
total
head's bigger
for the
than Jay
items
Leno's.
open for public comment.
Jay got that big
We will
ass
tell you when your time is up.
chin.
When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get 1 brief warning from
Matt.
me or the president. At that point, you
Not a
need to get
chance in hell.
immediately and
Flex
clearly
fits
on
on
topic.
that thing, Joe.
If you do not do so, or if you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time, and we will move on to the next speaker. The items open for public comment
Jamie,
currently
YouTube
are
kicked
item
him off
number
for
1,
now. I think he's
item
said
number
he's appealing it,
26
and
as
hopefully
amended,
they'll give him
and
his
items number
channel back, but
27 through 42.
him and his friends. It
So
was
again,
it's really
that's
some
item
other
number
guy,
1,
I think, that ended up
item
getting
number
him kicked
26
off.
as amended,
You know,
and
some
items
guys that he streams
27
with.
through 42.
And
members of
one
the
of
public
them,
may also speak
you know, was
for up
giving
to
some
1 minute for
lollipops
general
out,
public
and
comment.
General public comment
made
is
a
after.
comment, and they took it out of context, and
which will be held at the end of this meeting.
they've been watching what they've
During
been
general
doing
public
together,
comment,
and,
members of the
you know,
public
kinda
may
deemed
speak
him
to
as
any
one
of the other
one
items
kind of
or
a
anything
person,
else in the
so to
city's
speak.
subject matter jurisdiction.
Which we know he's not that.
For members of the public calling in,
Hopefully he gets his
when it is
channel
your
back.
turn to speak, an automated message from Zoom will prompt you to press *6 to unmute
And
yourself.
besides him just showing
If
the
you
truth
do not do so,
that nobody else is
council
showing
staff
that
will
should
prompt
be
you once
showing it to
more.
you.
At that point, you need to immediately unmute yourself.
Bro,
or
didn't we go through
unfortunately,
this already?
You will forfeit your speaking time, and we will have to move on to the next caller. Finally,
I know
because
we
of
did.
a
I'm not
brief
dreaming.
time delay between the live meeting and the broadcast, 2 things are important. First,
the dum-dum
while waiting for
suckers.
your turn to speak, please keep an ear to
It
the
was
phone
that
so you
dude
know in real
that got
time
their
when it is your
attention.
turn to press *6.
They were
to
there,
unmute.
him and Oreo.
Second,
they zapped them too.
if you're listening to this meeting on another device, please turn down the volume on that device immediately when it's your turn to speak. Between feedback and
Yeah,
the time
Stacy.
delay, it will
I
cause a
hope he gets
great
back
deal of
on.
confusion if you continue to listen on your
I
other
miss
devices.
watching his
Thank you.
feeds. And I know I
Okay.
can go other
We can now
places,
move to
but he
public
needs
comment.
to
Is
be
that
on
correct?
YouTube. He deserves it.
That is correct, sir.
Okay,
He
first
should be on
speaker.
YouTube.
I called a bunch of names. We'll go through those, and then I'll call some more. But go ahead.
Let's go.
Ma'am, and state your name.
There we
so
go.
we
Viewer
can,
discretion is last.
check
Finally.
Michelle
How
Hope
long?
Walker, Justice for Black Women. Key things, store
Hour and a half in.
racism.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
As I was talking to the officers, the items that, sort of like what happened last time, the items I signed up for, you didn't call. And so last time you all accused me of trying to get more points, and I wasn't.
So if the
More
items
time,
were
not
not
points.
called, then they're not currently open for public
That's why I
comment.
went back
you,
and told them I don't
You
need
can
to
speak to it during
speak.
general, which will be held later
That's
in
what I
this
was
meeting.
telling them.
So are
Okay.
there any of the items that are open that
That's
you would
why I
like
just
to
told them no. So I want to keep my general comment. So
Sure.
that's
So,
what- so
yes,
go
so
back.
you can wait until we open general
Make
public
sure,
comment.
'cause I don't
Thank
wanna get
you.
in trouble again.
See, it made it so confusing that people don't understand what's going on.
No yelling out from the audience.
Oh, we go. Stacy's here.
Good morning. Which of the items would you like to speak to?
Remind me again, please, what items are available.
Of course.
Okay, folks need to come up here knowing what they're speaking to. It's important. We have items. If you wish to speak to the items, we'll remind everyone right now, but we can't have this back and forth. Folks need to, if they're
That's
coming up to
indignant,
speak to an
Mr.
item, you need to speak
Blumenfeld.
to the
I
item.
don't think you can tell me what I'm allowed to ask
for
you.
everyone
You don't get to
who-
ask questions. We don't have a dialogue. This is public comment. You come up forward and you talk on an item that is before us. That is the process that we're under. No back and forth. Please don't do back and forth. Go ahead. Tell her the items that are
Yes.
open.
So
See, he's pissed.
For everyone,
Look at him.
please listen because these are the items that are open for public comment. The items that are open for public comment are item number 1, item number 26 as amended, and 27 through 42. So which of the items would you like to speak
Jesus,
to?
27 through 42.
All items.
You have 3 minutes for the items. Please begin.
Great. Item number 1 comes from Park and Blumenfeld. I don't think we should entertain this because Mr. Blumenfeld is clearly indignant, which I consider to be derelict in his duties. So we shouldn't be considering his motions, especially this one for whatever it is, educational facilities. Maybe someone else's name should be on it because that's just shameful. Let me go to item 38. I'm going to read this one, just for anyone who's listening. Consideration of motion, Hut Krikorian Park, relative to protecting the intellectual property of political campaigns. Request the Ethics Commission to report to the council with recommendations to ensure that all campaign communications available on the commission's website are encrypted with a watermark, so documents posted cannot be abused by opponents of to make false claims of ethics violations, creating deepfakes and other nefarious purposes meant to confuse voters and media. This is very interesting.
Like you did.
I think Heather Hutt did some
With the
illegal
whole
mass
Russia shit.
mailings, and that's why we're seeing this on the agenda today. So the public should look into that.
Just like they did with all
Thank
the
you. I
Russia
was really
shit.
confused as to why my time had zeroed out there. Y'all are really not on your shit today. I'd appreciate it if you'd be better at your jobs. So yeah, like I was saying, Heather Hutt did an illegal mass mailing, and now we have this motion. And I'm pretty sure those two things have everything to do with each other, but I think what is funny is we wouldn't need any of these motions if some council members, like Councilmember Rahman, had actually lived up to their promises of removing corrupt campaign financing laws and just making campaigns publicly funded and even the playing field. But it's obvious why she didn't do that, because she's getting a lot of private expenditures in support of her, mostly from celebrities and developers. Eat your heart out, Scarlett Johansson. Let's look at 35. We got Blumenfeld, Rahman, and Rodriguez. Relative to utilizing homeless housing assistance and prevention program round 3, funds for the city's response to provide emergency shelter and motel vouchers to persons experiencing homelessness for the winter shelter program. So this motion is for $757,477. Winter's almost over, so the program ends March 31st. It's, obviously these are things we need to do, but when you ask recipients or people who have tried to become recipients of housing through the city's resources, oftentimes they get stuck on hold. The people they speak to don't know how to help them. And even when they do get housed, it's temporary. It's probably a roach-infested motel. There might be sex or drug trafficking happening there. And then certain council members who happen to be campaigning go and tout, we housed this many people. But if you were living in a hotel, do you think that's housing? If you were living in a hotel, would you not be homeless? Shout out Smoke and Scan, I love you.
Let's get it. There's one. Stacey
Next
Scamolinger.
speaker, please. And who's ever next can come onto what we call the on-deck circle, and so you're ready to, you can come sit down.
Shout out to Stacey.
Close to the podium, so
19-time
you're ready to
Grammy
go
Award
next.
winner. There's one.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you would like to speak to.
Audrey and number 1 and number 38. And since I have to leave, can I also do my 1-minute public comment?
So unfortunately, we have to take general public comment together, so you have 2 minutes for the items. Please begin.
For number 38, I just want to mention that the whole intent or impact of that would just be to cover up Heather Hutt's to protect her reputation and cover up corruption in that district. Number 1, I particularly want to make note, my comment on number 1 is that you wouldn't need to be talking about refinancing, selling bonds, issuing bonds, and etc. for improving a school, for building a school even, if you weren't spending such a ridiculous amount of money on LAPD. And part of that is because you're spending millions on enforcement of 4118. 4118 kills. Stop enforcing, stop criminalizing poor people, stop lying to poor people about housing options, and stop dehumanizing them, and try to close your eyes and imagine a world where we don't do those things, where we realize that homelessness is part of poverty, address poverty, and solve the houselessness that way.
Houselessness.
Great, thank you. Next speaker, please.
A lot of them are that way. Guns or golfing guns. I see Sean.
Good morning.
Hogan up.
Which items would you like to speak to?
Richard Serrano.
Richard Serrano, write-in candidate for CD6, is going to be number 1 and 38.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes for the items. Please begin.
In December, I came to you and let you know that we were looking at the same numbers increase in interest rate, 4 3/4 in 2009 and 5 1/4 this year. With that being said, I told you the fiscal budget was not going to be made. You better put priorities straight. You shook your head and said, what? Like, what does he know? Here we are, selling bonds to get monies. You got $283 million. Put the workers back to work, give them their contracts. Sanitation department, street services. You got a lot of events coming. Get your priorities straight, because I'm sure every one of these districts got their tongs out ready to go get that 283 and use it for some project they have in their district. Number 38. I contacted the ethics office about Emilia Padilla's workers collecting election ballots last year. And they were asking for them. No one said, can you put this in the mailbox? They were soliciting the collection of that. General Inspector's Office said, we're going to look into it. But that's illegal. She should not be the winner from that election. I brought it to your attention before. Now the election time's here. Won't mean I'm going to win, but I'm bringing it to your attention. It happened. There's an ethics violation, and if we don't go accordingly, why are we paying them to pass the budget, just answer a phone, and give us to Sacramento?
Oh, yeah, Laguna.
You got a new commissioner here for the ethics office. Was he placed there because he's friendly to you, or is he going to do his job? I'll give you public comment when I'm done.
See, but you notice
Thank
now
you.
how they all have to wait hours
speaker.
just to talk for one more minute about what they want to talk about?
Good morning. Which items would
Sean.
you like to speak to?
Just what number 1 and 38.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes for the items. Please begin.
We are spending too much money. Put that money to use. Let them get jobs. Let them provide for their families. I'm not looking forward to the damn minimum wage going up. That's got to stop too. Item number 38, I am against.
Fucking love him.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker.
Viewer discretion is advised. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning. Which items would you
I'd
like
like
to
to
speak
bring out
to?
the puppet, but somebody's asleep.
Pumpkinhead, all items and general
So
public
you have
comment.
3 minutes for the items. Please begin.
So number 1, yes, this was my idea. Alla Road in CD 11, $90 million fucking dollars to fix the damage done by Mike Bonin. Let's give Tracy Park a hand. This is what you fucking do. I know she's evil, but at least she gets some good shit done. I mean, I know she's evil. If my puppet were here. Where the hell is my puppet? Have you seen my puppet, Bob? I'm looking for my puppet.
Stick to the items.
Bob is a puppet.
Okay, so now it's hard to talk on this shit. Let's see. We have some other shit which I'd like to bring. Let's see here. Petition for the North Hollywood property-based business and bids. Fuck bids. We don't want no goddamn bids. Bids are taxes.
Thank you, John Robert.
And who told me that? I think, didn't Kevin tell me that? They're a bunch of fucking taxes. So now we got, let's see, a jam-packed shit fucking agenda.
I'm at 370
And we
degrees
have,
on the volcano.
Fiscal year sustainability and equity. What the fuck's that? Just words on fucking paper. It's Money Cow stealing money.
Money
That's all
Cow.
it is. Don't trust them. Now we get Services Act saved, 9/11 saved. You're not going to save nobody. Shit, man. The DA, he can't save current price. Look at that. Number 40, landscaping equipment. Yes, we need landscaping equipment. Who? Oh, I see. So you're going to take and force all the gardeners who are poor already to buy expensive shit that they can't afford and then finance it with high interest rates. That's the John Lee model, Staffer B. We don't want that. Don't do it like that. Marchese, don't do things like that. How about Unisys? Don't do things. Is that what you want, to turn people into slaves? You don't want no more slaves. We got enough goddamn slaves.
They're importing
Don't
more
wanna do
slaves
that.
every day. What do you
Then
mean?
we got protecting intellectual property of political campaigns. Well, first of all, you have to have intelligence in your campaigns, and none of you fucking people know anything. I mean, look at Nithya, the Democrat Socialists of America. What the fuck is that? You're co-governing? You didn't know I knew that you had the ground game mole inside your staff? You didn't know that, right? We know that. We know everything on this side that goes on in your offices. We have snitches everywhere. You got snitches upstairs. You got snitches in the garages. We got snitches in the restaurants. We got snitches everywhere. And that's why we're going to have a more transparent government. So remember, we got a chance to get one rat. Ethan Weaver for city council. Noah Nithya Ramanoodle, you are a traitor. Traitor, fucking traitor.
Next speaker.
Yeah, he's smart. He's a lawyer. I'm telling you, you don't pass the bar when you're a dummy. Okay? He's a smart dude.
Good morning.
He's just
if you could
a
please
little
remind us of
eccentric.
the name that you signed up under and the items you would
No
like to speak to.
filter.
Yes, Stephanie Smith. Stephanie Smith, item 41.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for item number 41.
Okay.
See,
am
Blake,
here
is it getting
today
better,
on
Blake?
behalf
Be
of
honest.
911 operators and dispatchers, asking you all to support my former coworker turned Congresswoman Norma Torres in her efforts to reclassify 911 operators as a protected service with 911 Service Act. Handling high-stress situations, making life-saving decisions, monitoring the police, emergencies, our fires, our floods, earthquake, and public safety. Telecommunicators are often the first, the difference of life and
Trust
death
me,
situations.
you ain't seen
the
shit.
telecommunicators that work all over this city truly are the first responders. Reclassifying is not only common sense, it is simple, but an essential step towards ensuring our first responders are best equipped to protect you, your families, and your constituents. Please support the 911 Saves Act. Finally, I'd just like to invite you all to National Dispatchers Week, April 14th.
Your time has expired.
And 20th. Thank you.
Shout out to the dispatchers.
Thank you. I'm going to read some more names.
Blake,
Folks
here's
can
an
line up.
old one.
That's my
Joanna
fucking property.
Richardson,
Mr.
Abron,
Harlan.
Adam Smith,
Mr. Harlan.
Akil Gopal, Angela Birdsong, Dr. D,
Harlan.
Estelaba,
Mr. Harlan,
Rojas, General
So, Mr.
Doggin,
Harlan?
Harriet Elliott,
Mr.
Jay
Harlan,
Richardson,
you are
Johanna
disrupting the
S.,
meeting.
Larry
You're hurting the
Gates,
translators'
Lawrence,
ears. You either
Lisa
stop shouting
American,
and end your comment
Macho
right now.
Kidane, Michelle Pitkin, Mr. Pancake, Miracel Sabir,
Mr. Har-
Nella
Mr. Harlan,
McCosker.
please.
If you've heard your
Who
name,
in the fuck
feel free to
do
line
you
up.
guys
You don't have
think
to come
you
in the exact
are?
order that I called you. Just you can line up. Go ahead, ma'am. Tell us
I got a
which
lot
name you
of
signed up
speakers.
under.
Good morning. If you
Yeah.
could please remind us of the name you signed up under and
Yeah.
the items you would like to speak to.
I signed up under Joanna, and I'd like to speak to items 24 and 26.
Okay. And could we please have quiet? We want to hear the person speaking. So if
Okay.
everyone
A
who's
little
talking
closer.
in the audience could please not speak so we can respect the person who is speaking. Go ahead, ma'am.
So item number 24 is not currently open for public comment, but you can speak to it during general at the end of this meeting. So you have 1 minute for item number 26.
But you guys are enriching AEG, and you say you don't like Trump, but that's a Trump supporters company. Okay, well, I'll start with 26 then. So this is about the tiny sheds. We've been waiting 8 years. Voters in Los Angeles supported a $1 billion initiative that we were promised 10,000 units of permanent supportive housing. In the meantime, we've seen the same game played with us, where politicians try to convince us that shelter beds, tool sheds, and carceral solutions are viable answers to homelessness. We've also been waiting on a report from City Council, actually from LAPD, LASA, and Sanitation, about 4118 and the efficacy, costs, and impacts of such an ordinance. It's 261 days late. It's very telling that Los Angeles City Council is very willing to go ahead with more criminalization, although when it comes to, holding developers to task for the thousands of vacant units that sit empty and continue to be built for luxury condos while 6 people die every day on our streets, there's no urgency around that, is there?
Well, keep voting Democrat, dummy. See where it gets you next year. I love it when they cry
morning.
about
Which
their own
items would you like
fucking
to speak to?
peeps.
Good morning.
I love it.
Go ahead, sir. What items would you like
Love
to speak
it.
on?
Item 26 in general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item. Please begin.
So confusing. My name's Adam. I'm from the LA CAN Human and Civil Rights Committee.
They make it that way for you.
And item 26 is about tiny sheds being built in CD14. And I just think it's important that, speaking of the 4118 report back that my comrade Joanna mentioned, one of the details in that motion asks for the average, and I quote, the average duration of individuals being housed in both interim and permanent housing, and the number of people still housed today that were provided housing through LAMC 4118 driven engagement. Knowing that people are so-called offered interim housing through 4118 engagement, how can you bring new stuff without bringing this report back to us that's 261 days overdue today? Where is the fucking report back on 4118? People are dying every day on the streets. 6 people are dying unhoused on the streets of Los Angeles every single day. And it's been 261 days since all of you voted for
Speaker,
this.
your time has expired.
Okay, thank you, sir. Again, we're taking comments on items. We're not
But
doing
go out
general
on a limb
public
and
comment
say
at the
you're
moment, just
you're a
so folks know.
Democratic voter as well. So
Lamar Park.
good to
Good
hear.
morning. Which item would
Good
you
to
like
hear
to
you're
speak to?
angry.
26, general comment.
Brings a
So you
smile.
have 1 minute for item
Even a
number
half
26.
smile.
See what it says. All right, we talking 4118. Where's the report? Yuroslavsky, where's the report? Kokorian.
Is that Africa Town?
Where's the report? Feedback. 4118. Where's the report? We need it now. People are dying on the street. So District 10, we died before the King holiday on King Boulevard. We got other people dying in the city. And we need housing. What's the number one budget is dog catching.
not Ian.
What the fuck is that? Number 2 is police lawsuits. Yeah, they kill black people and the rest of the people. Y'all hate us. Number 3, it wasn't housing. This is the lowest in the budget. And then the other lowest is the jobs. So we need reparations now for black people, direct payments.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Give the report, 4118. Where's the report back?
Okay, folks,
Give me that
we need to
direct
stick to
payment.
the items. Folks, we'll have general public comment at the end, but folks who are coming up now need to be calling on, talking about specific items. So welcome and let us know which item or items you wish to speak to.
Hi, Lisa Marroquin here to speak on item 24.
Item number 24 is not currently open for public comment, so you can speak to it during general public comment,
Love
which
how
will
you
be held
guys
at
just
the end of
went
this
in on
meeting.
him when he
Are there
said
any of the other
reparations.
items that are open?
No, that's
Okay.
it. Thank you.
Next speaker to one of the items that's open.
That's Mr. Pancake? Where? No. It's National Pancake Day today. No shit either.
Good afternoon.
Fight back, organized on Skid Row with LA Can. I'm just here to talk about 4118.
Okay, sir, that's not before us right now. At the end, if you want to come for general public comment to talk about that, you can. But we do not have
See,
a
how many times are
4118
they
item.
wasting doing this same shit? They could be
Item
gone
26
10 minutes
is not
earlier.
on 4118.
But they're
Thank
too
you.
stupid.
We'll hear you back when we get to general public comment. Next speaker. And Ms. Cigar Bollinger, no yelling out. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak on the items before us? There's a lot of names, but unfortunately the list is not differentiating between folks who are here just for public comment and folks who are here for other things. So I'm going to just say if
Yeah, I
there's
haven't
anyone
seen
here
Soylent
who is
Green. I need to check it out, I
specifically to
guess.
talk to one of the open items, you can line up. We will have a chance for general public comment.
It is Pancake Day. No
Let's
joke.
just, I'm not even going to read the names because it's confusing. So is there anyone else who's here for the items, not for general public comment? No, there is not. Okay. Then we'll go to the phones for general not for general
for sure,
public
Nanya. It's
comment
all just to consume.
on the items that are
National
open.
Pizza Day. Then you go out and consume pizza.
Do
Even
not
when you
yell
probably
out.
didn't
We'll
even
have
want
to remove you if you do.
It's all about consumption.
Go ahead with the phones, please.
You know, there's a lot of puppets.
First speaker.
Tell
What
them to
items would you
bend.
like to
They'll
speak
bend.
on?
You figured that out in the last few years, right? On a drop of a hat.
Speaker, you're unmuted. What items
Yes,
would you
my
like to
name is
speak on?
Jason, and I'm a Smoker Scan viewer.
There's two.
Which items would you like to speak to?
All items and general comment, yes, sir.
I'm sorry. So this is not an opportunity for general public comment. That will be later in the meeting. So are there any open items that you would like to speak to?
Sure, all of them. That thing pumpkin head.
Sir, is there an item that you wish to speak to? Is there a particular item number? If not, let's move to the
Well,
next
Bob, I
caller.
was speaking with your boyfriend Neil the other day, and y'all
All
making
right. So this is
beautiful
not on the
coffee.
agenda. So next caller.
Shout out to Jason. Got it
Speaker,
once.
What items would you like to speak on?
So funny. he's a
Rob
riot.
Klein, I'd like to
Him
speak
and
on
Brock
item
and
31,
Shelley are too
36,
funny.
and 38.
Okay.
31 is Bob Blumenfield's concert series.
See what you
And,
started, Brock?
If you
Brock
don't
was the
stop
very
acting
first
so
one.
belligerent, I don't think you should be able to have this concert series, Bob.
Brock was the Oger.
Wouldn't trust you around kids
I
yelling at
love
people
you.
the way you are.
Baby.
I'm sorry that people ruined Chief Moore's party. Maybe you shouldn't have said protesters had George Floyd's blood on their hands and taken a COVID trip to Europe with his Karen-ass wife falsely accusing people of their phone. Before Grote steps in, I'll move on to item 36. It was interesting. Karen Bass was at BLM last night, and somebody asked her about the ceasefire, and she kind of shriveled up and then started just murmuring, and you couldn't really hear what she said, but it sounded like she was saying that's not something for the council or for the mayor. Foreign policy, if you want to hear my thoughts, we'll talk after. But here, we want to talk about the invasion of Ukraine, because we do care about foreign policy. Or is that just because Mitch O'Farrell attacked Ugo about this a few years ago? We would never have politics, electoral politics, find its way into a motion, of course. We don't see that with this next item, 38, artificial intelligence, really serious stuff. Let's have a motion. Maybe we should just start out by asking what the Fed and states have done. Instead, you saddle an underfunded ethics commission with a report on a useless watermark idea, thinking that a watermark prevents people from photoshopping something. We talk about an unprotected website with ethics, but if we look at the mover of this motion, their campaign website has 412 high-quality photos linked to it. 2 minutes of B-roll footage. You're not worried about watermarking that, are you? Same way that John Lee's coordinating photo shoots with the director of the LAPPL so that he could use those photos for both of their allegedly independent, not coordinated political spending. Maybe ditch this watermark motion and go after that. I don't know if this motion is related to those claims in that article, but if it is, it'd be really disappointing to see electoral politics injected here for the mover, the co-signers, for the council president, and all of you voting on the silly motion instead of doing anything significant to address corruption in City Hall. Performative-ass motion. I use my time.
Dude, smart. He's
Next
on
caller.
the ball.
Next speaker, what items would you like to speak on?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Which
Can y'all
items?
hear me?
Yes.
Thought it
Which
was
items
Jason.
would you like to speak to?
Yeah, can you tell me what items are available, please?
Oh, that's Fist.
This is for everybody. The items that are open currently for public comment are item number 1, item number 26
That's
is
Stacy's
amended,
man.
and items 27 through 42. So which of the items would you like to speak to?
All available items, and my bad, some of us are at work because we got jobs, so we
So
can't, it's
you
hard
have
for us to
3
hear
minutes for the
so
items.
that's why I
Please
asked
begin.
you.
He's calling for work. I love it.
Thank you. First of all, fuck these REAP items. I know there's more than one, so I should be allowed to speak for more than 1 minute on it. REAP is retarded. That's the R word I'm going to use for it. And fuck liberal civility politics because it's used to keep us in line. So fuck REAP. It's retarded. And it's a stupid, I don't know what the word is for it, a placation. It's to placate us. This idea of like, oh, we're going to take the money that you would pay for rent, put it in this little box because the landlord won't repair the fucking hole above your bed. And whenever he decides to get around to it, we'll give him that money back. Except that's a violation of contract because you're supposed to uphold certain living standards and you're supposed to pay rent. If they don't uphold those standards, why should you have to pay rent? There's how many contracts is it where one side gets to just violate all the terms of the contract and the other side has to just fucking deal with it? That's bullshit. A lot of us should be broke free from our rental contracts, from our lease agreements. There should be a department set up to help people get out of their lease agreements because their landlords are violating their leases. It shouldn't be a REAP program. It should be a department that helps you get the fuck out of that contract that's already been broken on one side that you don't have the power to enforce your side. So that's on that. And I might come back to that. So keep checking time. Ukraine fucking war anniversary. It's really weird the way you guys worded this. It almost makes it sound like y'all are celebrating Russia invading Ukraine, which is kind of weird. So I thought y'all loved Ukraine. Now, I'm pretty impartial towards Ukraine, although it is a little alarming, the level of Nazi activity in Ukraine. And it's interesting because our president here, Korian, has such crazy Russian phobia and Soviet fucking scare in his blood. And I heard he got scared from Russian dressing once on a salad. And, you know, he always likes to talk shit about the Soviet Union and the Russians. But they fought the Nazis before, and they're fighting them again right now. Now, I'm not a fan of Putin or Russia, but it's interesting how that works. We honor Nazis, and we fucking shame Nazi killers. I'm not for murder, but I think that's interesting. This money should be taken and used for something else. How about spreading awareness that the Ukrainian government is full of Nazis and the Ukrainian military is full of Nazis? And you know what? If we're going to be fair, I guess Nazis have a right to defend themselves because that's what y'all say about Israel all the time.
So, caller, you've used your 1 minute for this item. Please move on to another item.
Spindler.
Sorry about that. I know Blumenfeld gets touchy about Israel. So back to the REAP items. I know there's more than 2 or 3. REAP is ridiculous. People that like REAP, like Bob Blumenfeld, that like to walk around and be like, oh, look, we're doing so much for people because of REAP. Yeah, what kind of shit is that? It's more than they do in Israel for Palestinians they take their homes from. So I guess it is something. It's something that's really more like nothing.
Caller, your time has expired.
Blake, remember, everybody you're hearing comes back. I don't know if I'll have enough
Next
time,
speaker.
but I'm
what items
hoping.
would you like to speak on?
Hopefully we can get them in. They all come.
I'd like to speak to item number 38.
They all come back for
Okay,
general
so you have
public
1 minute.
comment.
Please
1
begin.
minute. Talk about whatever they want to talk about. Even if it's you, Blake.
Hold on a second.
See, you're starting to
Hi,
have fun
my
now.
name is Diane Lawrence, and oh Jesus, I'm so sorry.
Diane's a little flustered, ladies.
My
and
name
gentlemen.
is Diane Lawrence, and
She
I'm
knows her
the
name.
editor and distributor and writer for the Neighborhood News and LA City Watch LA.
But she's a writer. Huh?
Let's see. Oh, here it is. I strongly urge you to table this motion until you've read the files that I've uploaded. It's a report published in those 2 news sources on the suspicious distribution of a Heather Hutt campaign flyer that was coupled with a resource list that has her name and council position at the top. In my conversation with her city council office, they claim that somebody outside of their campaign independently downloaded the campaign image from the ethics website and along with the resource list, independently paid to print them up and distribute them in official vests used by her other distributors in order
Caller,
to
your time has expired. Next caller.
I got a show to run, Dark. It'll echo anyways.
Next speaker. What items would you like to speak on?
So I got to go in the other room to do that so it doesn't echo.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Robot
Which
Dog?
items would you like to speak to?
If you can put me on queue for public comment, thank you.
No, that's not her. That's not.
Next caller.
Next caller. What items would you like to speak on?
Hello. Good morning. Actually, good afternoon. I'd like to speak on item 1, 38, 40, 41, and 36.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items. Please begin.
Thank you. Good afternoon, City Council members. I do see item number 1 talks about doing some remodeling of education facilities. How about remodeling and renovating public parks? Because our public parks have old drinking water fountains that barely work.
And you haven't
broken
even seen
sinks,
any.
no plumbing,
This
and
is not
all
even a
at
good
Summerlin
show,
Park.
Blake. Wait till you
And
see the
let's
real
go to
fire.
item number 36.
Mr. Herman
I do
and
see
everybody
we're
else.
talking about the anniversary of Ukraine. How about let's save that money. We can honor and recognize Ukraine, the anniversary of the war, without having to spend a dime. Item number 38, protecting intellectual property of political campaigns. How about let's protect the integrity of the city council, because we already have the 4th person in the city council history to be indicted on corruption charges. Number 40, we're talking about promoting the reduction of emissions by replacing landscaping equipment. Well, I could tell you that replacing landscaping equipment isn't cheap because going electric isn't cheap at all, and there's a lot of people who cannot afford to go green by replacing all their lawn landscaping equipment to go green. And let's go to item number 41. And 41, we talk about the 911 Saves Act. Yes, I do, in fact, want to say I do support this. It's because this city needs more 911 operators. And what's most disturbing is that when people call 911 in the city of Los Angeles, they have to be placed on hold for a long time.
Yeah,
and I have an idea. We can improve 911 by allowing by creating new technology where we can also have 911 operators do a live video chat with the caller. That would be something I'd like to see be made in the 911 operations department in the city of Los Angeles. Just real quick, just to wrap this call up, going back to item number 1. So when we talk about improvements, I would like to also see more parking lots be built when it comes to facilities. Thank you.
Speaker with the last 4 digits,
That's where he is.
1871. Please press *6 to mute yourself.
He's laying on top of the laptop because it's hot or it's warm.
Speaker, this is your last chance before we move on. 1871. Please press *6 to mute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Which items would you like to speak to?
I was pressing it like 5 times. Well, first I want to speak on item
is out.
38, and then I have
Just
general
8,
public
remember?
comment. So can you put me in the queue after I speak to 38?
So if you stay on the line, then
Got a
I think you'll
belly
remain in the
filled
queue
with
for
cat
general
food.
public comment. But for now, you have 1 minute for
Okay.
item number
There
38.
goes the BLM chick. She just
Okay.
walked.
So I just wanted to say that it seems pretty comical that LA City Council is more worried about AI and deepfakes in the campaigns, when it seems kind of apparent that LA City Council is more interested in hearing from paid lobbyists than actual citizens. The council
Damn.
seems to make it as hard as possible for unpaid citizen input, and you seem beyond interested in our input during the meetings, except for when you want to get reelected. So instead of adopting 38, how about LA City Council figure out a way to let people call in for public comment in LA City Council committee meetings, which is where a lot of these laws are hashed out. Lastly, it would be nice for city council members who chair the meeting to not be totally on the rag. Bob, you really act like an asshole to that lady at the beginning of this whole session, and I think you should change your attitude. Thanks.
She said not be on the rag like he's on his period. Oh, man. She smashed him
Next
with
caller?
some facts and then the
Next
the
caller.
diss.
What items would you like to speak on?
Straight dunked him.
Good morning, nerds and virgins.
Yes.
Brock Landers, Los Angeles
Good
private
afternoon. And which
investigator.
items would you like to speak to?
Love Brock, man.
All open items.
So you have 3 minutes for the items. Please begin. And
Thank you. I agree with Stacy. I don't think Bob is qualified to sponsor this item. If Bob is going to yell at people about not being prepared, I don't think Bob or Paul should ever be able to ask Mr. Drevin what he's talking about just because they don't understand. They should be more prepared and understand the items. I think the biggest indictment on the California school system is how many people are in this meeting today were willing to say that the police chief did a good job, or Bob's ability to read names off of a list. Let's see, 26. Maybe some of the comrades should start housing some of these homeless people. 31. I'm not sure Ms. Hernandez is qualified to sponsor this item either. It was nice of her to honor a non-lesbian that took a role from a lesbian actress, that would have been groundbreaking for her. I look forward to you guys honoring Miley Cyrus next year after she plays Black Panther. 38. Intellectual property of city council. You guys could take and donate your intellectual property and you would be halfway to building another tiny home. You guys have about as much intellectual property as you have integrity. The only thing smaller there might be your guys' little dinkies.
Fucking love Brock.
By the way, Daddy's done. You can put me on hold.
A law
Next caller.
enforcement type of guy who is hired
There are no more
by
speakers on the
people
queue.
to stop these bad individuals.
All right.
Okay. What's before us now?
Hopefully they don't have to
Mr. President,
vote.
the council may now vote on items 1, 27 through 34, and 36 through 42, which includes motion Bloomfield Park for item 42.
Now they got to vote on all this shit.
Okay. Seeing no members on the queue.
Why would they have so
Let's
many
open the
items?
roll. Close the roll. Tally the vote.
14
All
ayes.
yeses.
Okay, next item, please.
The council may now consider item 26 as amended by motion 26A, De Leon Bloomfield.
Yeah, Brock's great. man.
Seeing
I
no
love
members
him.
on the queue, let's open the roll.
And it all started with Brock. He was the first
Close the
one to
roll
call.
And tally the votes.
It was awesome.
14 ayes.
Next item.
The council may now consider item 35 as amended by motion 35A, De Leon Bloomfield, which was recently circulated.
Okay. Seeing no members on the queue, let's open the roll. Close the roll and tally the vote.
14 ayes.
Okay, next item before us.
The council may now consider item 24, for which a substitute motion, Krikorian McOsker Park, has been introduced. 2 votes are required for this item. The first vote
Anya,
is the
thank you,
question
thank
on
you.
whether to
My money don't
substitute,
jiggle jiggle.
and second
It
is for
folds. I like to see
consideration
you
of the
wiggle
substitute
wiggle
motion.
for sure.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay. Is anyone on the queue? Ms. Park, your name didn't pop up, but go ahead. The floor is yours.
Thank you.
They cut
Councilmember
you off,
Blumenfeld.
Shelley?
Colleagues, we discussed this item extensively in
Oh, you're
our
waiting for
Trade,
general?
Travel, and
Okay.
Tourism Committee, and then in Councilmember Blumenfield's Budget, Finance, and Innovation Committee. As I shared in committee, I have been a vocal supporter of expanding our convention center.
This is going to kill
and
me.
it's not a question of wanting to do this work. It is a question of needing to do it. We are the nation's second largest city, and yet we have a second-tier facility with antiquated amenities, putting us at a competitive disadvantage with cities that are 1/4 the size of ours, and yet have modern centers with more contiguous space. There is no question that expansion means jobs, more hotel
Couldn't
nights
imagine
booked,
it, 5 ring.
revenue and economic development, and other benefits to the entire region. Put simply, it is in our city's best interest to expand. But we are also facing a nearly $500 million deficit and other financial uncertainties that require us to take a hard look at priorities so that we can make a decision that is in the best interest of our city and its residents. To get there, we need more information and accurate, updated figures about the cost to modernize the convention center, because we have 2 assessments before us from trusted colleagues on both sides. Those reports draw vastly different conclusions about the cost. As I shared in committee, we need all parties, the CLA, the CAO, the Tourism Board, and APCLA, to work together towards this goal and to communicate with each other in good faith and to get back to us with a complete picture and real choices based on accurate data so we as a
Come on,
council
wrap it up.
can
So
make
get
a
back to the
well-informed
general
decision.
public comment, please.
The motion before us will help bring clarity to the anticipated costs, the timelines, and how we might be able to pay for
Good
this.
luck with that, NorCal.
So I look forward to this report coming back quickly, and
We
it
ain't
is my
doing that.
intention to hear it again jointly in Trade, Travel, and Tourism and Budget and Finance. So let's move this forward, and I ask for your aye vote.
There's too much wrapped up in that.
Thank you. Mr. Price.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I just want to
shout out to Grady.
Thank Councilmember Park and Bloomfield for moving this item forward. Council President Krikorian for his
That's not the one I'm looking for.
assistance in making this
Oh, wait.
happen.
That's what I
You know, it's been almost 10 years we've been discussing this
You
item
big
of
dummy.
modernization and expansion. I remember vividly selecting a winning design and having the model on display in City Hall. Some of us may recall that situation. We were all excited about the idea of revamping and remodelizing the convention center. But for various reasons, we've been unable to close the deal on that project. And now time is running out, as we've heard, to do a major overhaul. We want to make sure that it's in time for the 2028 Olympics. And quite frankly, colleagues, at this point, I don't
Gotta
care
be
if
ready
it's
for those
3P
Olympics, man.
Or the traditional
That's
way
where
of
we
doing
getting
it.
the money, man.
We just want to get this project done.
We'll move out the
study
homeless
that we
for
heard from Ernst and
a
Young
month.
Gave us some
Then they'll
insight
reinstall
on
them
timing and
the next
costs.
month.
Basically, it boiled down to the P3 being more expensive, but faster than a traditional financed model. And as I said before, timing is critical. Timing is important. So I think the 3P model is something that we need to seriously consider. I hope that the departments are going to come back in 45 days so that when they do, we will be able to make a final decision to move forward on this muchly needed project. And so I support the motion, Mr. President, and hope we can move forward together.
Great, thanks. Okay. No, folks in the audience, please, no shouting out or making noises. Next, we'll have the first vote we have to have is on the issue, the question of whether or not
Russell,
to
thank you so much.
adopt the
Appreciate you,
substitute
Russell
motion.
Jr.
So
Thank you.
that is before us. There's specifically on the queue on that. So let's open the roll. This is on adopting the substitute motion. Close the roll. Tally the votes.
14 aye.
Substitute motion has been adopted. Now we'll have a second vote for consideration of the motion as now amended with the substitute
Can we
motion.
get back to general public comment,
Let's open
you
the roll.
fucks?
Close the roll.
I mean, why would they be having
Tally the
so
vote.
many votes?
14 aye.
So many agenda items that you know now you got to vote on all of them, and every asshole
Thank you,
wants
Mr.
to say
President.
something.
I'd like to ask that item 13 be sent forthwith, please.
Without objection, it will be sent forthwith. Mr.
The
McCosker?
homeless Olympics.
Forthwith, please.
Request for item 24 to be sent forthwith by Mr. McCosker. Without objection, it will be ordered. Okay, what else is before us now?
Mr. President, the council may now proceed to closed session for item 49.
You're kidding me. Now they're going to a closed
why don't
session?
why don't we, because we have the closed session there and then we have the special meeting. So let's do the, which is also closed session. Let's do public comment right now, general public
Let's go.
comment.
See?
Please, no comments from the audience,
About
please.
fucking time.
Let's call. If we have yelling out, cannot do that. We'll have to folks will have to be removed. Let's go through the names on the here. Is there anything we need to read on public comment? You'll have 1 minute for public comment. And they're trying to call up the names. This system is. Shh.
So, Camille Lewis, you've been warned multiple times along with the greater group to not disrupt this meeting. So this is your final warning. Please do not disrupt this meeting or you'll be removed from this meeting.
That's the BLM chick.
Okay.
The one in the
We
yellow
have
jacket.
Sean Murphy, Sophia, Richardson, Michael Pitkin,
Spindler.
Jay Richardson,
Spindler.
Mr. Pancake, Ness Gaffron.
You're right. It was Mr.
You know what?
Pancake.
Just line up if you're here for public comment. Just go ahead, and we're just going to try to go through as quickly as we can.
Good afternoon. You have 1 minute.
Well, there's so much public comment coming up.
sorry.
And I'm going to miss it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marcel Sabir, and I'm going to be speaking on the resolution for the proclamation for March to be recognized as Afghan American Heritage Month in the city of Los Angeles. I was born and raised in Southern California, and I am the daughter of Afghan refugees who came to California in search of safety, dignity, and freedom. They have inspired my passion for giving back to my communities, both Afghan and American. I am the program coordinator for Afghans for a Better Tomorrow, a national grassroots community and advocacy organization who has been on the front lines of welcoming Afghan arrivals since 2021. What does being on the front lines mean? It means anything from helping folks find a way out of Afghanistan, connecting Afghans to critical legal services, giving out thousands of dollars in food and cash assistance, and advocating for Afghans and Afghan Americans on Capitol Hill so we can ensure dignity for our community. With over 16,000 Afghans in the city of Los Angeles, we are appreciative of this board for the acceptance of March as being African American Heritage Month. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker. We have a lot of folks, so folks could try to be as quick as they can to get up to the mic. Go ahead, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Michelle Hope Walker, Justice for Black Women. Store racism. It is sad that when black people go into the store, they're not seen as customers, but they're seen as criminals. It is very traumatic for black people at times when they go into the store. They could be taken to jail. They could be battered and harassed. This is wrong. Please, Los Angeles City Council, please help stop racism of black people in stores. Please stand with black customers. They're spending money. We're spending lots of money, but yet being harassed. So please help us. Write a letter, do something. You stand with different groups, stand with black customers, especially as we're celebrating Black History Month, Black Heritage Month. Again, it's so sad if you can, and I know a lot of you may not have experience when you go into the store, people tracking you and following you around like you're a slave in the store, and then accusing you of stealing even when you did not steal and you have a receipt in your hand. So again, please stand up for black customers. They're spending thousands and billions of money. Please support black customers. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker. Sergeant, could you remove whoever's yelling out?
All right. Good
I
morning.
can't have people yelling out.
Good
Go ahead.
afternoon, City
Go ahead.
Council. Happy Black History Month. Lift every voice and sing to earth and heaven ring. Okay, Mr. Pancake with LA Cam.
Shout out to Pancake.
I'm an organizer, artist, activist, and I'm have a little message here for
Thanks,
the
Barb.
city elected officials.
Good to see you, Barb.
Again, we have a problem. We've got to do better. The lack of more affordable housing, houselessness, I challenge each of you to adopt a houseless neighbor. Challenges of houselessness,
Crazy.
access to food, clothing, appointments, showers, sweeps, confiscated important documents. These are real situations, but also a challenge with law enforcement, the criminalization of our house list, and also the demonization. LA, this is my city, born and raised here. We have to do matter.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker.
National Pancake Day
Next
today,
speaker,
too. Jack,
please.
thank you so much for the dono.
My money don't jiggle jiggle.
Jack me
Oh,
off.
I'd like to see you wiggle, wiggle.
My name is
For sure.
Akhil Gopal, and I'm with Stop LAPD Spying, housed at the LA Community Action
Stop
Network.
LAPD
The
spying.
theme for this meeting should be white supremacists honoring white supremacists. You all are segregationists up here. Every single day that 4118 is not repealed, you are segregationists. I don't care if some of you oppose it, you're not doing enough. Ulysses, how do you feel being on the city council with a whole bunch of people that are supporting genocide? How do you feel about that?
Thanks, Beast.
How do you feel about the fact that there's been almost a year with no report back in 4118? Almost a year, and LA can't have to release its own report. Honoring Michael Moore during Black History Month, shame on all of you. This is a murder. This is a disgusting murder, and you're all sitting here. The DSA people here, DSA, Nithya Raman, who's not even showing her face right now. Ulysses, Hugo, how are you going to sit here with your colleagues honoring a white supremacist? And they're honoring Ukraine when you haven't said shit about the genocide in Palestine.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Shit, yeah, man. Cry me a river to the sea, guys. I got 6 minutes left, and then I gotta go. So I'm gonna leave you guys the
My name is Matthias
the
Skidon with
link,
Stop
so you guys
LAPD
can watch
Spying
it yourself.
and
The
LA
ending,
Cam.
I
Just
can't.
reiterating
I can't
everything
go
that's
all the
been
way.
said. 261 days on a report back. We don't expect a genuine.
Hold on, I'm just gonna pause that just for one moment while I do the. There it is.
Report back from this council, but I think this does highlight how performative these things are.
There's
Any
the
notion
link
of
so you can
oversight
watch
or
it on your
auditing
own when I leave here in a few
4118 is kind of a sham. The objective
I
is
gotta go,
to
Espo.
cite unhoused people, to throw away their stuff, to
I have
displace them
facial
violently.
therapy to go
The
to.
outcome, the desired outcome, is 6 unhoused people dead every day. That's what you're here to do. So everything's a show. In that same vein, any notion of being opposed to anti-blackness or any type of racism is also a sham when you consider that you just championed a police chief who bombed the 27th and San Pedro neighborhood, right? Who had a department that was circulating a Valentine, making fun of George Floyd, and no comment was made of that.
Thanks,
it's all performative. Blumenfeld, this public comment period was a fucking joke. You're so fucking incompetent. You're a Zionist. You're complicit in genocide. You should really be embarrassed. I don't know why you're sitting up there.
Speaker, your time has expired.
Thank you.
Of course, the good meeting I gotta miss. That's
Next
how it
speaker,
works.
please.
It's my luck.
Camilla, you're going to have to leave. If you could, you can't keep yelling out. Sergeants, please remove her. Go ahead. Next. next
She's
person.
gone. BLM chick's
My
gone.
name is Ricardo Wesco. They call me Rick on St. Pedro and Winston. And they talk about the tiny homes, 4118. Why would I want a tiny home? 4118, there's a guy by the name of Kevin DeLeon. He called people of color monkeys. And y'all still got him on the board.
It's true.
I'm like, this here, that's an
Sitting right
embarrassment
there.
to y'all staff. How can you have a man like that call them blacks and Spanish and people of color monkeys and won't put them in a tiny home? If that's the case, why don't you put some bars on the tiny home and get a zookeeper to come check up on us? A lot of things that he does, even if we're cleaning up the street, they clean up Winston and St. Pedro at the same time. How you gonna clean up two major streets at the same time and create a chaos? They don't do that to nobody else but me. And they also have meetings about me in other buildings. I'm not that important. A lot of things that Kevin DeLeon has done, he should be voted out. And y'all shouldn't even sit next to him. Thank you.
Thank you. Next
They're
speaker.
fiery today. A lot of salt. But it's because I have to leave. That's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna leave you with a good
afternoon.
show.
You have 1 minute.
I mean, you guys will have.
Hi,
some
my name
good-
is Lawrence Hall. I'm a volunteer at the LA Can. And I'm completely confused because
You're
I've been
confused?
spending a lot of time trying to do self-improvement and learn how to be a better citizen in the community. And but I've been present during this whole meeting. Just if I had like one or two things about housing that I could have matched with a few of the points, other than resorting to pre-spoken quotes on the handout pamphlet that are given to the people attending the meeting.
What up, Taiji? It's good to see you, bud.
Great. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
And again,
Next
here's
meeting?
the link again, guys, so you guys can watch it on your end. Because I'm gonna have to stop the show here in 2 minutes.
Good afternoon. You have 1 minute.
Hi, yes, my name is Bibi, and I'm a representative out of LA Can, and also I represent the people. You know what I mean? I'm out here on the streets homeless, and I'm wondering how are you guys going to fix this, and what's up with the report on 4118? You know,
Thanks,
the people
Victor.
need to know. You know, we want to know. We deserve to know. You know? And how do you guys plan on fixing this? You know
You
what I
too,
mean?
Rock.
Is to going forward with finding shelters and housing, not just shelters, but housing the homeless. You know what I mean? Because we're out here and we deserve better. You know what I mean? We strive for being better, and it's like no help to you guys. You know what I mean? Especially with the police harassing us and taking our stuff. That's not right. You know what I mean? That's basically all I have to say. I want to know what's up with the 4118 report.
I want to know who paid these people to show up and be so concerned about this particular report. That's what I'd like to know. All wearing handing them T-shirts and a few
I'm
bucks.
Angela Birdsong, Housing Rights Coordinator for Los Angeles Community Action Network,
Someone like
also
her.
known as LA Can, where I work with our fellow Angelenos who are housed and unhoused, some who live in tents, some in cars and RVs, and others who are tentless. Where is the report back
Tentless?
on 4118? On February 15th, 2023, Los Angeles City Council member Katie Young Yorosky, Council District 5, submitted a motion to the full City Council to evaluate the 2020 and 2022 amendments to Los Angeles Municipal Code 4118.
Again, here's the link.
Sections A through E.
I'm gonna spam it a whole
These
bunch of
amendments
times just there.
encompass over 2,000
There
sites
you go.
across
So you
the
guys can
city.
click on it yourselves and
Where
open that
where
up
it
and
is
watch the
now
rest of this.
prohibited for Angelenos to sit, lie, sleep, or place personal property upon public space. Today, the city's report back on the cost and efficacy of LA Municipal Code 4118 is
Speaker, your time has expired.
Next
All right,
speaker,
ladies and
please.
gentlemen, I appreciate everything you do for me. Thank you for the likes, the love, all those donations, all those thumbs ups. I appreciate it all. I want you guys to have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys on Friday morning with the next meeting.
And,
I appreciate you. Go and enjoy it on your own.
We've been,
And thank you for everything.
We've seen
Hasta la vista, baby.
continue to increase to 6 per day in LA. We would like to know